my phone? Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Okay, let's do this again. Help set up for the festival. Hello, Z. How are you doing? Let's load that. And yes, please. How was your day? No. I just realized my voice is like almost 100% there, which is great. I still feel like some, I guess, I don't know if sickness is the right word, but like it's still hear it a bit, but my voice is almost there, which is great. I'm happy for that. Where's our... Oh, you're right. Huh? Oh, it's because I closed it out. Okay. It should be appear now. There we go. Okay. I don't know how I accidentally closed that off. Thank you for letting me know. Give me a second. I just realized, Z. Why do you have a Roblox purple noob face in front of your name? What is that from? What, like, how do you have that? Can I go to my channel, please? Okay. There we go. Now if I go to edit videos, great. Thank you for letting me know that this brownies from the grocery store ain't shit. How are the brownies from the... What made you... Okay, wait. There's a lot of information. Why'd you get brownies from the grocery store? What was your reasoning for doing that? Like, was it box brownies that you had to make, or did you just buy the brownies themselves? Also, hello, Diana. Oh, wait. Did I mess something up? Did the... Oh, no. Okay, that's why. Sorry, just wait. I'm changing out some of the... the cards, because I accidentally left some in the box. Okay. I watched my friend stream Roblox. Okay, Robot X Roblox. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, wait, okay, is it just Roblox? It's funny, though. I think it's funny. Alright, wait, let me get the joke. Where did the cat go on holiday? Kathmandu! Oh, it's so funny. How are you doing, Diana? I don't even know what your profile picture, you and Surplus' profile picture are now. Like, Hod and Slushy. Like, yeah, I'm supposed to know what that means. Sorry, I'm just, exporting something. Was 18. Okay. There we go. Alright, let's start this up. I will continue from here. And we'll move... Oh?
本当に伝えたいのは違う言葉だった。 本当に感じたいのは違う心だった。すれ違いが溝を生み、ためらいの気持ちが人を恐怖へと沈ませる。もう誰も止められない。冷たい感情がむき出しの心を深く残酷にえぐってゆく。
This feels like this is something Mion is
Watanagashi
saying, but it's not.
なぜあの時とつぶやく後悔の言葉。それはもはや虚しい響きだった。
Okay. I'm not sure what that was. Today's the Watanagashi though, but I don't know what that was. What does a cat say when it meets its demand? Perfect. Wow, another more great cat puns. Because they're really, I wouldn't say they're jokes. Like technically they are jokes, but they're really more puns. Nobody's really laughing at these cat things. You just look at them and they're like, oh, that's really stupid. There was drama in a server Surplus and I are in together. What was the drama? Was it like, I mean, if you don't want to say the drama exactly, was it drama that you were a part of? Or is it just like between other people? Wow, this is really early morning. The fact that like, usually this is when it's evening time. But the fact that it's morning, like, if this is the light, it's really early morning. I feel like they've never gone out this early morning before. Rena was ecstatically waving her arms at me, already brimming with energy. Some teen was obsessing over Jeffrey Dahmer one of those people who romanticize the serial killers. Oh, it's already evening? Okay, never mind.
こんにちはだろ。
でも今日圭一くんにする最初の挨拶だからやっぱりおはようがいいな。いいな。
Yeah, I think that's a fair reaction, Z. It brought everyone together. There were like 10 people in VC at the same time. Holy! When there's the group Discord intervention. So what, it was just one person versus everyone else, or were there people supporting? Yeah, they left, okay.
わかったわかった。じゃあおはようでいい。おはよう、レナ。
I grabbed Rena's head and rubbed it with my hand. Oh, she squirmed, reveling reveling in motion like a cat. I guess like me right now. So what's the server that you're in? Because I thought it was like a personal server between friends. One person was close to them but didn't leave. The person who did it was really immature about it. I see. Okay. But is it like, I thought it was a server between friends. Is it not a, like, is it a more public server or what?
昨日は申し訳なかったね。黙って帰っちゃってさ。
ああ、それを言うなら俺の方が悪かった。ミオをずっと待たせっぱなしでごめんな。
昨日のお祭りの準備のことかな。
It's a server for friends, but people come on and on. Okay, yeah. Or come and go. I like, yeah, I have a servers, but I don't know. I really am not someone that like, obviously I do this like Twitch streaming and stuff like that. I'm fine talking like that, but I'm not very good at interacting with people like just randomly on Discord servers like that. I've never been good at that. So that's just something I've never done. Like, I asked for Surplus to be in there and he went in. Okay. The slight muscle pain throughout my body and my sluggish movements were already obvious. Oh, that is crazy. Say it's the victim's fault. It's like it's like when Kanye said the slaves let them be enslaved. Like, what do you mean it's the victim's fault? I grin dryly and the three of us break out into laughter. Hot and slushy are its own thing. And what are its own thing? Is its own thing, Diana? I've been asking this since morning time. Someone gave Surplus a nickname, being slushy. Oh, okay.
そのお供だそうだから、もう二人とも神社にいるよ。
Right, I just remembered. Today was Rika-chan's big performance. She'd been practicing especially hard for this day. As her friend, I needed to make sure I went and cheered her on.
よっしゃ早速行こうぜ。
Oh, so you said my user. Oh, okay, okay. Then how'd you get the profile pictures? As we got closer to the shrine, we started passing by more people and seeing a lot of parked cars. It began to get noisier too. Thought I could hear something like a Bond dance song. Oh my godness. Without being able to restrain my impatience, I dashed up the entire flight of stone stairs.
ケイチ君早いよ。待って。
たくケイちゃん、お子様なんだからな。
Whoa, the shrine grounds, they were packed with people. It was a festival if I ever saw one.
わあ、今年も立派だね。すごいね、すごいね。
So last time, I can't remember how we all went to the festival. But I don't remember us, like, going up some stairs with, Mion and Rena. I don't remember that. I feel like it was different we entered. And then I remember the entire last time with the festival, we were spending it with, Tomitake-san. So, we'll see what happens. My previous PFP was a pigeon, so I added the emoji. That's also tied into how I pointed out the person was signing their Discord messages with their own name. Oh, okay, okay. It was just a way to make fun. Makes sense. Cooked chicken Alfredo for breakfast. Didn't get a chance to eat it. How come? Why didn't you get a chance to eat it yet?
南沢中から出てきてるんだろうな。ありゃ、君吉分家の寝たきりじいさんまで来てるじゃない。あのじいさん、去年の綿流し以降、ずーっと布団の中で過ごしてたんじゃないかな。
My parents ate it? So, you didn't eat anything since, or what? Sent me a picture. Let me see. That's a lot of people. Oh, that's you. Okay. That's Pod. With the profile, with the pigeon profile picture. So wait, you're in the group chat right now? I was letting it rest on the kitchen table. I see, okay. So they didn't leave any for you? Like, even if they, you know, let's say they ate it, right? They didn't leave any for you? That's kind of a selfish thing. They must have all been pouring in just for today.
あ、さとこちゃんだ。はーい。あら、皆さんでございます。
No, this was 11 a.m. Okay.
こんにちはですわ。
ようさとこ。今日はすごい人出だよな。はぐれて迷子になるなよ。
I ended up eating a cinnamon bun that I made one day ago. Well, that's a bit rough. I'm sure you were looking forward to that chicken Alfredo.
誰が迷子になるんですの？
So, what are you gonna... Like, I mean, maybe you should do something where it's like, oh, okay. Well, either maybe make more, I guess, if they're gonna eat your food that you make, or just say like, hey, this is my food. I don't know. Satsuko too seemed somehow energetic. Of course, I'm the same way.
あれ？リカちゃんは？
Is Rika here?
まだ自由時間でしょ？リカは村長さんたちと挨拶してましたですわ。すぐに来るでございますわよ。
She has not come yet, though. I see. Rika-chan is the shrine maiden for today's festival, after all. It's probably a pain for her to say hello to all the elders.
実に大変なこんにちはな
Oh,
の
I
で
didn't mean
す。
to do that. I was scrolling through... Thing is, the annoying part is if I use the scroll wheel, it does it on the, like, on a different monitor. It does it on this monitor as well, which can be annoying. It really... Okay, yeah. Plus, I mean, are they suffering? But are they suffering? I don't know. If anything, I guess tomorrow maybe you should just like make more. I don't know if you're able to, but just like make more to in addition to them. Like, or I guess to compensate for them. Rika-chan wore an immaculate shrine maiden outfit that looked fresh off the shelves. It was a perfect fit for her somehow mystical appearance.
どう？丈とか長すぎない？バッチャからもしも袖がかかるようならって安全ピンを預かってきてるんだけど。
大丈夫なのです。実に快適なのですよ。
Shion will probably be here as well, right? A chicken Alfredo cost me $20 to make it? It costs $20 to make your chicken Alfredo? That's as much as buying it. There was approximately one person here getting a nosebleed from watching Rika-chan move. To buy, but still, like, I feel $20. Like $20 is, I feel how much it costs to just buy a chicken Alfredo, like, meal. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
すごく可愛いと思うぞ。かなり活かす。不敬のふりをして写真を撮りまくりたいくらいだ。2点から撮影して立体視できるようにすれば、立体の生リカちゃんが自宅でいつでも食べ、
What are you talking about, Keiichi?
眺め放題。
Bought oh, okay. They ate all of that? They ate 2 packets of spaghetti? One packet each? Okay, and... Yep, unfortunately. That is crazy. Yeah, the entire thing here is that Z said he made chicken Alfredo, and his parents ate all of it. And I'm asking, how could it take $20, like, you know, or how could it take $20 to that much? And he said there was 2 packets of spaghetti, and his parents ate all of it before he could eat it. Rena's eyes and mine glittered with stars as our noses bled. Dude, what are they doing? How did your games go today, Berserk? Yeah. Hey, being in you don't like cooking class? It seems fun. I've never tried it myself, but it seems fun.
地下室とかに閉じ込められるかもしれないのです。
その割にはリカちゃん楽しそうだけど。
ミーがひどいことを言うのですよ。
We all laughed together again. No, it's because my parents. Oh, okay.
じゃ、もたもたしないで祭りを回るかね。
If they always eat it, like maybe, I don't know if you're able to like put it away somewhere for just you then? I don't know. You're a little worried? What are you worried about?
リカちゃんの出番までそう時間がないでしょ。
そうだな。よっしゃ、行こうぜみんな。
I don't get the joke.
Yo!
I'm not. Did he say? No, he didn't say that. No. No, he did not say that.
園崎のお嬢ちゃんじゃねえの。
You're just making stuff up.
食ってきな。
I
豚
swear.
肉たっぷりの焼きそばだぜよ。今年はイクリ
No,
ン
I
グ
don't
まで入っ
think
て
he said that. I don't think he said that.
へい親父。今年の焼きそばもなかなか力作じゃないの。イカまで入れるとは今年は奮発してるね。
へえ、美味しいね、美味しいね。
Okay, so I'm assuming you're not by that reaction. I'm not. No.
ああ、イカってのは食ってもうまいが、それ以上に匂いが香ばしいんだよな。軟弱になりがちな歯ごたえも実に見事に補ってる。イカと豚
I
肉
would
の
not
ボリ
be
ューム
playing
感
a
は
dating
実
sim on
に素晴
stream.
ら
I
しい
can tell you that. Dream stream. What, like I play Nekopara on stream? Is that like what you really want? I'm not dating them, no.
悪くない出来だ。
へえ。ケイちゃんって何気に料理番組の司会とかに向いてるね。
I am pretty sure. Sounds like you can walk into a cooking program, become a host. I guess, yeah, I could see that.
ケイチくんが美味しそうに食べてると、なんだかいつもよりもずっと美味しそうに感じるもんね。
俺はうまいものはうまいっていう主義なんだよ。だから俺がうまいっていうものは
Dell at some
と
point
り
in
あえ
the
ず試し
stream.
てみる価値があると思うぞ。
Yeah, that's something I definitely said. And will say. Yep, you're so right, Berserk.
この焼きそばの評価を改めてどうぞなのですよ。
一言で言うとだ。うまい。
I come to rage bait and then I vanish. It's my job. Classic. I mean, what else is new? What is that, Z? Oh, wait, that's the drink. You squished it down. I could not tell what it was.
胃袋がもう一つあるんなら迷わずもう一つ買ってるな。
Having heard my 3-star rating, a whole line of people suddenly formed in front of the yakisoba stand.
おお、すごいよ。ケイちゃんがあんまりにも美味しそうに言うもんだから集客効果バッチリだわ。なるね。
I still don't know how big this town is. Because the fact that they said cars pulled up means like a lot of people pulled up here. But I really thought this was like a smaller town. There was nothing to brag about, but I still decided to stick out my chest and put on airs.
あら、そうなんですの？では、私も挑戦してみましたよ。おじさん、たこ焼き一つくださいますこと？
Satsuko bought a stick of takoyaki, balls of fried octopus, from the adjacent stand, and after blowing on it, put one of them in her mouth.
どうかな、さとこちゃん。美味しい評価が出るなら、レナも買うよ。
Chomp chomp choo choo gulp.
さあ、料理評論家の北条さとこ審査員のご感想をどうぞ。
I don't think... Wait, let me check. Let me see if I can put this back, but can I make this wider or no? No, okay, because it's... increases, it's a set width. So I'm not able to make it wider, unfortunately. Like, it's... the aspect ratio is kept the same. So she was all for it a moment ago. Satsuko hesitated to give her thoughts. Hey now, what's the matter? Everyone else takes one of their own and puts it in their mouths. Is it really bad and Keiichi, like, I can't tell if something's good or not? Is that the idea?
レナのは外れだね。
Gipped? I don't know what that word is.
僕のも外れです。タコさんが入ってないのです。
This takoyaki vendor. Could this be some sort of summer festival only octopus-free takoyaki stand? An evil takoyaki stand that skimped out on the octopus because they figured it would make them good money today.
あ、私のには入ってたわ。うん。タコが入ってる分には十分うまいよ。
このタコなしたこ焼きをどう美味しそうに解説すればいいんですの？
Everyone wondered about that. Our quizzical looks seemed to be drawing equally dubious stares from the people in line.
こん
What
なの
is
はどう
that,
かな？
Z? Someone gets shot or something? Just lying down on the floor?
たこ焼きなのにタコが入ってないからとってもヘルシー。タコの嫌いな人でも食べられる美味しいたこ焼き。
But that's the point of takoyaki, that it has octopus in it. After hearing that, several surprised guests left the line. Had the exact opposite effect.
じゃあ次は私が挑戦するよ。
Why are we still buying from this
紅生
vendor?
姜の味などの素朴さをしっとりと味わわせてくれる自信作。タコが入ってない分だけ素材の味が程よく
It wasn't half bad, but after hearing there's no octopus in it clause, even more people left the line.
リカちゃんは何かいいコメントはあるか？率直でいいぞ。
これで400円は高いのです。
Okay. That was too honest. Even more customers leave the line, dealing a lethal blow. There were other takoyaki stands around after all.
いやー、なんかその、私らとんでも
I
ない
mean,
こ
it's
とをして
literally
る
the
よう
vendor's
な。
fault. How can you put takoyaki and then put octopus inside of it? Like, that's the entire point of it. It's like part of the name.
ほら、さとこ。
The music doesn't... I guess, like, they just use the same songs over and over. It's just at the point of, this is, like, their fun song, I guess. I don't know what it's
あんたが
called.
始めたことなんだから、ビシッとここで逆転させなさいよ。
無理でございますわ。タコの入っていないたこ焼きなんてどう褒めればいいんですの？
What? How do you expect me... Oh, yeah, okay, no. Satsuko's angry outburst was the finishing blow. Okay, wait, yeah, I forgot. I need to... Just wait. Let me pause for a bit. I have to add this to the ban list of words. Reader dashboard. Get this clank, yeah. I have to add this to the Ah, crap. I have to see where to find this. It's probably in moderation. Show advanced settings? No. Auto mod. Yeah, I'm just trying to find where I can put the... We're fighting the mime in Expedition 33. That's pretty funny. That's a pretty funny way of putting it. I can kind of, like, obviously it's not the same song, but I can kind of hear, like, the vibe of the song you're talking about. Crap, where do I have the ban list of... Stream Manager? Okay, I'm gonna have to find out where to do this another time. I don't want to pause for too long.
お客さんみんないなくなっちゃった。あれれ、おじさん睨んでる。
It's his own fault.
なんでだろう、なんでだろう。はあ。
There's no saving this crowd. Perhaps I. Oh, you finished Expedition 33? Nice! What'd you think of it? Perhaps I, Keiichi Maibara-sama, will lend a generous and holy peek. I know, right? I know. It is really, really good. I'm gonna be doing the side content off of stream because, I think I just wanted to do the main story. So all the side content and everything, I will probably plan to do it off of stream. So I'll slowly get through everything myself, and over time, I'll eventually complete it all. Because I don't think they're putting any more updates for that game. Like, they did the update after the Game Awards, and yeah.
ケイイチならきっとなんとかできますですよ。
140p, because yeah, I mean, my PC is good, right? Like, I'm inclined to say my PC is good, and it was still difficult to run on my PC. So yeah, I completely feel you.
タコなしたこ焼き屋さんを助けてあげてほしいのです。
笑顔でトゲのあることを言うな。まあ分かった。俺がプロの技を見せてやるからよく見てろよ。
I shoved the stick into an octopus-less takoyaki and crammed it into my mouth. As before, there wasn't any octopus in it. But Mion's had some in it. That was the important point.
このたこ焼き屋の親父さんは本当の意味でたこ焼きが好きなんだ。いや、愛してると言っていい。
What are they saying? Everyone gasped in surprise, including the takoyaki vendor glaring
あ
at
の親父
us.
さんは本当にたこ焼きが大好きなんだ。大好きだからこそいい加減なたこ焼きを作りたくないんだ。そうだね、親父さん。
Takoyaki vendor looked down, unsure. Even those watching were listening intently, wanting to know why octopusless takoyaki deserves such a high rating.
でもケイイチさん、そんなにたこ
Are you
焼
not
き
a
が
fan
大
of
好きなら
takoyaki?
どうしてタコなしたこ焼きなんか作りますの？
When I went to Japan, I only had one like takoyaki once, and I didn't like it. But the only reason I didn't like it was because the place I got it from, they were serving us frozen takoyaki, like ones from the supermarket that you could buy. So I didn't actually have proper takoyaki.
たこ焼きに対する裏切りではございませんの？
そうだな。ある意味裏切りだ。だが、これは親父さんにとっての最大限の妥協点なんだ。親父さんは今日だって本当のたこ焼きを作ってるよ。でも、それはこの中のほんの一つか二つでしかない。
まあそうだね。
Is it messy to eat one? I don't think I've had it. I know it, they put like sauce on it and all that. But yeah, when they put it on the stick though, it can be difficult to eat. I agree with that one. Yeah.
私の食べた一つにはタコは入ってたし。
But I never like, yeah, I don't remember. I mean, yeah, I don't know how it was. I never had actual authentic takoyaki from a vendor. I only had the frozen one.
タコが入ってる分には。
But like even the
そんなに悪い
frozen one
味
was
じゃ
like
なかった。
decent. I enjoyed it.
そう。それが本物のたこ焼きだ。それ以外のたこ焼きは8個入ってなきゃたこ焼きじゃないという一般人の先入観への最大限の
Did you
妥協な
just
んだ。
die in League, and is that why you're tabbing out to right here?
ケイチ君の言う意味がわからないよ。どうして本物は一つで他は偽物なのかな？かな？
その秘密はタコにあるんだ。親父さん、このタコ本物の明石のタコだね。近年明石のタコの水揚げは激減してとても高騰しているんだ。たこ焼きなんかにとても使えないようなと
question, you know? I
て
just
も
wanted to
高い
ask
値
a
段になってしま
question.
ってるんだ。
The man who had been looking down this whole time mumbled.
ああ、そうよ。明石のタコはすごく高いんだよ。
でも親父さんは明石のタコにこだわったんだ。安物のいい加減なタコを使えばいくらでもごまかせるのに、明石のじゃないのに明石というのぼりを立てて販売してるインチキたこ焼き屋はいくらでも
I
あるの
sent
に。
the image of takoyaki that ate in Discord server general. Let's see. Oh, that's some good takoyaki. Oh, that looks really good.
親父さんはごまかさなかった。嘘をつかなかった。
Yeah, I was saying when I went to Japan, the only time I had takoyaki was yeah, it looks yeah, I was like looking at this picture, I was wondering like what is this like high quality like HD photo with like studio lighting that I'm looking at.
タコは明石。この一点だけを堅くなに譲らなかったんだ。親父さんはたこ焼きを愛してた。だから嘘をつけなかった。でもどうしても一点だけ強いられる妥協点があったんだ。
それは何ですの？
数さ。たこ焼きってのは一船8個がポピュラーだ。いくら本物の明石のタコだからって言って400円で1個だけってわけにはいかないだろう。でも8個にしなくては買ってもらえない。だから親父さんは涙を飲んだ。本物のたこ焼きを1つ作るために残り7個に嘘をつくしかなかったんだ。
I mean, it's a really good picture. It's a really good picture, see, I can see why. The octopus free takoyaki vendor burst into tears. I made cereal last night, check the Discord, let me see. Holy, what a cereal. What a cereal. I need to try that one. High in protein. I gently clap him on the shoulders.
俺はあんたの純粋さを忘れない。
I should try that one. That one looks good. What type of cereal is it?
あんたこそは本物のたこ焼き屋なんだ。あんただけがたこ焼き屋を名乗っていいんだ。
Clap, 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 clap. As I embraced the shoulders of this man, shedding his manly tears, those watching delivered a round of applause, moved by my speech.
さあみんな、この本物のたこ焼き屋のたこ焼きをどうか食べてやってくれ。こんな純粋な男を大事にしなくてどうして本当のたこ焼き道が守れようか。みんなが食わないなら俺が食うぞ。
見てた人たちがみんな並ぶよ。ケイチくん、やったやった。
Okay,
たこ
fair.
焼きが美味しそうに感じたってより、ケイちゃんの味演説が面白かったからだろうね。
I mean, the thing is, like, he has a point, though. If the guy is spending more money on more expensive octopus, he should charge the same price, I think.
ケイちゃんってガマの油売りとかやったらかなりウケるかもしれない。
スーパーの実演販売でもやればウケそうですよ。怪しい万能包丁とか売りつける仕事に向いてそうですよね。
Why is he now a snake oil salesman? Wait, what did your autocorrect mess up? Everything seems, at least, like, even the Captain Glizzy was correct, you know? Like, I didn't see anything wrong with it.
おいおい兄ちゃんた
Why'd you
ち
delete your picture of your cereal berserk?
よし、容量はつかめただろう。今度はレナが行け。
Oh, I see. What is cereal? I didn't even realize. Yeah, I just always glance over stuff like that. But yeah, no, you're definitely right. It's staring at me in the face and I can't see it.
よーし、頑張るよ。はう、あんず飴が冷えててとっても美味しいんだよ。
Hey guys, you do that for my sweets too.
水飴の上にね、ちょこんってあんずが乗ってるの。はう、かわいいね。お持ち帰り。
Dude, what is she? Yeah, really good ad. It looks like she lost herself in this midway through. But a girl giving it such natural praise was itself bringing in some customers. A line was quickly forming behind Rena.
今度はお好み焼き屋だ。サトコ、行け。
焼きそばに揚げ玉入りでカリカリなのがとっても美味しいでございますわね。大きなベーコンが丸ごと敷いてあってかじるとほらピローンって出てきて。
Okonomiyaki is good as well.
おお、うまいうまい。それなら俺も食ってみたくなる。
Then a huge line formed at my words. What on earth is this? So basically all these onlookers are just following us around to all the stands.
みんなのを聞いてから食べるといつもよりずっと美味しく感じるからなのですよ。
Is that true? That doesn't feel like it's true. So that's it. Even Rika-chan was gorging herself on the food, getting sauce on the bib she'd put on to prevent her shrine maiden outfit from getting dirty. Did you talk with the, your doctor's husband since the last night or not yet? You just working on your mod and everything? Like, because I know you said he gave you $200 to work on the mod and all that.
よーし、おじさんも盛り上がってきたよ。よし、ケイちゃん、私はどれだ？
よっしゃ。ミオはさらにその隣の露店へ行け。ミオンの底力見せてみろ。
あれ？でもケイチくん、お隣のお店は。
Whoops. A goldfish scooping stand. What's that? Bit out of our element. Yep, we did, and my doctor low-key blocked me? Why did she block you? Wait, why is she mad about that? I thought she should be happy about you guys connecting. Wait, what's a goldfish scooping stand?
やってみるよ。
ミオンさんのお手並み、拝見でございますわ。
Like the goldfish game? I'm not sure.
いらっしゃい。
The onlookers were also watching Mion with hopeful eyes. Let me search this up. Goldfish scooping stand. Oh, this thing. Okay, and you get to like keep the goldfish yourself. Yeah, okay. Why is this out of their element?
はいよ。網とワン。
よし、やるぞ。
Why is she so close?
金魚はみんな生きがいいね。
We inside her
実
mind?
に美味しそう。この小さいのなんかそのままボリボリと生でいけちゃうよね。
Mutter, mutter.
ミオンさんは何を言ってるんでございますの？
What? She wants to eat the fish?
みーちゃん食べてたの？去年レナからもらったのも食べちゃったの？
Okay, Mion.
違う。私そんなこと言ってない。
Mion's face went red and she shook it vehement. I never know how to say this word. Vehemently? Goldfish
Yeah,
murderer,
no.
yeah.
今ミオンお前自分で言ったぞ。実に美味しそうだって。
ええ、確かに言いました。お姉って雑食ですから口に入れば何でも食べちゃうんです。
Oh, and here she goes, just like saying the meanest things that she could possibly say again.
美味しいなら今度僕も試してみるのです。ダメだよリカちゃん、お腹壊しちゃうよ。
Is she gonna get sick? I don't know. Wait a second. Hey, what the hell? Shion, how long have you been here?
はーい、ケイちゃんにお姉にみんなこんばんは。
And listen to music. What were you trying to imagine? Also, why did you stare directly ahead? Usually I like look directly down or up or something if I'm trying to think. I try to make it a habit not to stare at people. It's like because I don't want to have that awkward thing of making someone uncomfortable.
あんたどこから湧いてきたのしよ
Why does Mion have to
焼きそば屋さんの
act
時か
like
ら
this
ずっとです。
every time?
お姉たちは騒がしいからすぐに見つけられました。もうあんたは関係ないでしょ。早くどっかへ消えなさいよ。もうお姉もあまり私を邪険にしないでくださいね。ケイちゃん、私が一緒でもいいですよね。
She asked, grabbing my arm and pushing her chest into it. Bounce.
ケイチくん、鼻血出てるよ。
ところてんを押したらニューって出てくるだろ。
What are you saying,
あれと同
Keiichi?
じだ。これは抗いようのない現象なんだよ。
へえ、そうなんですか。じゃあ力を入れたらもっと出てくるかな。ギュッ。
Dude, I'm not narrating this. I'm not narrating this.
シオン、あんたこら何やってんの。
不潔ですわ。見損ないましたよ。僕の平らなお胸では
What
どう
are
なの
you
ですか？
saying, Rika? Let's go again, guys. What just happened? I quit the game. It's getting spicy. Boom, boom, bang. Shion, Rika-chan, and I, our faces now bruised, fell to the ground, a limb sprawled.
よくやったレナ。
みんな不潔なんだよ。
Thank you.
レナに殴られたのです。痛いのですよ。リカは自業自得でしたよ。
Sheesh, now that Shion was here, the energy around us had increased by 120%.
お姉の友達は実に愉快です。退屈しないな。ああ、そう。あんたさえいなくなればもっと愉快なんだけどね。
So, okay, it seems like okay, I wonder. Last time, the festival revolved around Tomitake-san, right? Like, the Watanagashi festival
もっと一緒にいたい
revolved
けど
around Tomitake.
あんまりケイ
So
ちゃ
I
んを
wonder
誘
if
惑す
he's
ると
gonna die again,
本当
or
に
now
お姉
that
に噛みつか
Shion
れ
is
ちゃい
the
そう
one
です
here, if, like, something... sorry, not the... Like, if maybe she's the one that dies this time. I don't know.
だから私一時退却しますね。また来ます。じゃあね、お姉。二度と来るなー。塩負けしよう。
The salt? What is she, like a snail? If we throw salt at her, she's gonna shrivel up and die? For teasing her older sister so much, Shion ran out into the crowd of people and disappeared. Why'd you clip that?
なんだか珍しいミオンさんを見た気がしますわ。
Okay.
しーちゃんが一緒だとみーちゃんなんだかかわいいね。
Why would you clip? There isn't anything that I did. We're just watching. Lena smiled happily, earning her a whack on the head from Mion.
アホなこと言ってんじゃないよ。次行くよ、次。
We went about just like that, really noisy and lively to the other stands. We were paying money towards the beginning, but midway through the guys running the shops thought we were just too funny and we ended up being able to fool around without paying much more. Thump. The vigorous sound of a big taiko drum echoed through the air. Okay, it's time for the...
そろそろ時間みたいでございましたよ。
Okay, so I wonder if it seems like we are gonna go more in detail about what Rika actually does in the festival, because I feel like that's important of a story to explain about the history of everything that's going on.
あ、いよいよなんだね。
Right, it's just about time for Rika-chan to appear in the offertory dance.
ちょっとドキドキしてるのです。
信じなって、自分を。リカちゃんが流してきた汗は絶対に無駄になんかならないから。
Mion slapped hard on Rika-chan's back. She's gonna fall over if you do that.
リカはきっとやり遂げますわ。頑張るのですよ。その息だ
So
よ。
are we just never doing this tournament thing again? Where they like... Because they're supposed to do that tournament for $500. And they... Or I don't know, 500 yen, whatever it was. 5,000 yen. I can't remember what it was. I balled my hand into a fist and raised it
応
into
援し
the
てる
air.
ぞリカちゃん。ファイトオンだぜ。
Rika-chan gave the best smile I'd ever seen, then pivoted on her heel and ran off.
じゃあ私たちも行こうよ。
そうだな。応援してやろうぜ。
ダメですのよ。演舞中は静かにしていないといけませんでございますわよ。
I got it, jeez. I rubbed a hand through her hair. She was worried about her good friend up until the end.
なら急いで行かないと。いい場所がなくなっちゃうよ。行こう。
Mion ran off and everyone else followed a moment later. A large amount of people had already clustered into the tight space to watch the flying dance. I'm gonna fill up my water, be right back. He's gonna go wage mode.
すごい人手だな。
Gonna become the wed Spartan. I turned around to look at everyone else, but nobody was there. Where did everyone go? It probably got lost among all these people. Finally, I spotted the back of Mion's head on the other side of the crowd. It definitely doesn't look like I can get over there. Well, we got separated. No big deal, we can just meet back up when Rika-chan's dance is over. I gave up on finding the others and wandered around trying to look for a place where I'd be able to see better. It didn't take long for me to realize I'd have to settle for watching between the heads of people in front of me, though. Thump. Once again, an even louder taiko drum resounded. This one was to announce the beginning of the dance. You gotta find a new doctor? There's no way she's ghosting you or blocked you over this. That's crazy. Couldn't see very well, but it seemed like Rika-chan had come on stage with the elders who were in priestly garb. I heard low exhalations of admiration and the seniors rubbing their prayer beads in gratitude. Everyone's heads were in the way, and I couldn't see. It was really frustrating. We should have cut playtime short and come here to get good spots earlier. After Rika-chan intoned the prayer, she took the festival hoe and walked to the pile of quilts stacked on the altar. That's right. The point of the ceremony was to purify bedding and to hold a memorial service, wasn't it? Then the solemn offertory dance began. She had practiced using a mochi pounding mallet. The awkwardly shaped festival hoe Rika-chan held seemed really heavy. Back and forth, up and down, it was doubtlessly difficult to even lift in the air, but she sweated and waved, raised and dropped it again and again. She couldn't just deal with it and to do it grudgingly. As a shrine maiden, she needed to retain the dignity and solemnity present at this festival. There must be a ton of pressure on Rika-chan's shoulders right now. Why am I cheering her on from a place I can barely see her? I'm her friend, so I should be right up in the best spot, rooting for her.
ケイちゃん、こっちこっち。
Someone tugged lightly on the back of my shirt collar. It was Shion. She beckoned me outside the crowded ring of people. She had a mischievous grin on her face, and I took it as her saying she knew a good place nobody else knew of.
なんだなんだ
黙ってついてきてくださいね。
After she told me so, she ran in a big detour around the throng. Man, it's great to have someone who knows the lay of the land here. At times like this. Just realized, what if Shion could be the one killing people? And right now, maybe she's trying to lure Keiichi away to kill him? No more getting separated from me. I ran after her so that I wouldn't be left behind. As I wandered in anticipation of what secret spots Shion had in mind, we left the crowd of people and went around to the back of the shrine grounds.
おいおい、どこ行くんだよ。これじゃあ、どんどん離れちゃってるぞ。
黙ってついてくればわかりますから。
Shion gave me a wink that reminded me of Mion as she said that. No sign of people, and not much moonlight. It was dark. We'd gotten pretty far from the crowd of people in the shrine grounds. How are we supposed to see Rika-chan's dance from here?
そっか、どこか高いところがあるんだな。屋根の上とか、そういうところから見下ろそうって言うんだろう。
はい？なんで屋根に登んなくちゃいけないんです？
だってそうじゃなかったら、どうやってリカちゃんの演舞を見るんだよ。
リカちゃまの演舞なんか見たかったんですか？ケイちゃん、ひょっとしてストライクゾーン、ものすごく低くありません？
なんだか話が微妙に噛み合わないぞ。お前は俺をリカちゃんの演舞がよく見える場所に案内してくれるんじゃないのか？
はい？誰もそんな約束してませんよ。
What's going on? Why me? Why do I always misunderstand Shion? Is it my fault? Am I just reading things the wrong? Am I reading the wrong things into it?
じゃあ、お前は俺をなんでこんなところに呼び出したんだよ。
With an expression that indicated she wasn't fooling around, Shion pressed her index finger to my lips and said slowly and quietly, "This place is a dark, dead, empty spot. You can't see it from the festival grounds." Oh, okay. I'm not reading that out. I feel like he's gonna get killed here.
あれを見てください。
Shion whispered, pointing into the dark underbrush. And there we saw two figures, one male and one female.
なんだありゃ。
相敵の生現場に決まってるじゃないですか。ほらほら、よく見てください。あれ、誰だかわかります？
I peered intently in the dark at Shion's suggestion. Oh, it's Tomitake-san and Takano-san. The two of them were clearly breathing quietly, glancing around to make sure nobody knew they were there, as they crouched before the entrance to a wooden storehouse-like building.
まさかシオン、これを見せたくて俺を呼んだのか？
ケイちゃん、リカちゃまの演舞は毎年見られるけど、こういうのは二度とお目にかかれませんよ。
I thought the Sonozaki sisters each had their own personalities, but at times like this, they seemed all too
俺
similar.
帰るぞ。二度とこんなのに呼ぶなよな。
今動いたらバレちゃいますって。
At a noisy argument, Takano-san suddenly turned around.
あらあら、どなたかしら？
We held our breaths and tried to wait it out, but it seemed like Takano-san was now acutely aware of our presence. Shion and I exchanged glances, then gave up and climbed down from behind the bush.
どうもこんばんは。お月様の綺麗ないい夜ですね。あらあら、しおんちゃんに前原くんじゃない。こんばんは。月の綺麗な夜ね。
おやおや、ケイチ君も隅に置けないね。こんなところで
Why
会いに来た
are we
い？
changing voices with this guy?
だとしたら、僕たちとんでもないお邪魔をしちゃったかな。
You're the ones who are meeting up secretly. Tomitake-san and Takano-san laughed to themselves, and it got on my nerves for some reason.
ってことは、富武さんたちは相引きしてたってわけじゃないみたいですね。
それはもちろん違うよ。そういうロマンスも嫌いじゃないけどね。
残念だけど、あなたたちが覗き見したくなるような相引き現場じゃないのよ。期待に添えなくて申し訳ないわね。
相引き現場じゃなかったら何してるんですか？富武さん、今扉の南京錠いじってませんでした？
What's this? What's on this... in this house? Huh. After she said that, I looked at the two of them again, and I definitely saw it. They were hunched in front of a warehouse door, fiddling with a pretty heavy-looking padlock.
バレちゃしょうがないな。僕たちが倉庫破りをしてたなんて内緒だよ。
内緒って、それ、泥棒ってことですか？
So this didn't happen last time, because Tomitake-san was with us the entire time. No, but last time I was with... I watched the dance, like, just the entire time. That's what happened. No, never mind. I watched the dance the entire time. So this time we're finding out what they did during the dance, I'm guessing? I demanded unthinkingly, just because of how absently Tomitake-san was grinning.
いやあね、泥棒ってのは物を盗む人たちのことでしょ。別に私たちは物を持ち出そうとしているわけじゃないのよ。
へえ。じゃあ何のために鍵開けなんかしてるんですか？ここ。開かずの西宮殿ですよね。古出家とほんの一握りの人間しか入ることが許されないっていう。
Forbidden storehouse? I took a few steps back at that and looked on the entire warehouse. It certainly looked like one, built removed from any signs of people, almost as if in secret. It was filthy, revealing how little it was ever opened. It was built to be durable, giving it a strange, overpowering impression. Now that I looked at it more closely, it was certainly different than normal warehouses.
ここはね、西宮殿といってね、細具をしまっている倉庫なの。
Okay, so why will they need to be breaking into it?
いえ、細具を祀っている神殿と言ってもいいかもしれないわね。
I do both
リ
and
カちゃん
want to
が
get
奉納
into
演
it.
舞で使っている祭事用のクワも、今日までこの中にしまわれていたものよ。もちろん、古出家の人間以外は、汚れを持ち込むから立ち入り禁止の不可侵領域、聖域なの。
Shouldn't we absolutely, not be coming to a place like this then? However, Takano was wearing a childlike expression, an innocent smile at best, and a terribly cruel grin at worst.
私、ひなみ沢の昔語りや伝承を趣味で研究してるって言って、私の知的興味の様々な答えがこの中に詰まってるの。この中に入れるチャンスを今日までずっと待ってたんだから。
A chance. Everybody's eyes were fixed on the dance at the shrine grounds today. This was the ultimate blind spot.
へえ。富武さんに鍵開けの技術があるなんて知りませんでした。
あ、よしてくれよ。 僕だっていやいややってるんだよ。
I wonder if there's more to that. His lockpicking skills, like why he knows it in the first place.
付き合わせてしまってごめんなさいね。でも、二郎さんのおかげよ。感謝してるわ。
やれやれ。でも高野さん、こういうのはこれっきりにしてくれよ。こういうところに黙って入り込むのは、やっぱり気が引けるよ。
やっぱり二郎さんはいい人ね。
A clink. Tomitake-san undid the padlock and placed it to the side.
開いたよ。
ありがとう。いよいよね。
Takano-san gulped. With an unusually excited air about her, she gave the heavy door a shove. A sharp smell of mold and dust flowed out from the gap in the doors. I'd claimed curses didn't exist, but in this situation, I could believe them. If we went into such a holy place with our shoes on, it was like we could be punished somehow.
どう？あなたたちも共犯なんだし、せっかくだから一緒に見学しない？ひなみ沢の皮脂を埋める貴重な文化遺産の見物会よ。今日だけの限定会館。
別に俺たち共犯ってわけじゃ。
面白いと思いません？
So why is Shion... I just don't understand, like, why is Shion much more... I don't know what the right... Like, rebellious? Compared to... I mean, at least our group. Like, why is she... Not against the village, but she's like... Like, for example, like this, I can almost guarantee that the other four would never do something like this.
ねえ、覗いてみましょうよ。
Shion said, predictably linking her arm with
でも
mine.
これは絶対いけないことだよ。神聖な倉庫なんだろ？西宮殿って言ったっけ？ますます勝手に入っちゃまずいよ。
私は一応園崎の人間ですから、この中にあるものはおおよそ想像がついてます。でも、それはケイちゃんにも見てもらいたいものです。
It's gonna be something not weird, but like just maybe weird is the right word, but I think she knows and she wants him to see, like, experience it, because maybe he wouldn't believe
俺
it
に
or
見てもら
something.
いたいもの？
I thought it was just a ploy, but Shion's eyes looked entirely serious. Of course she was a sort who could lie with a straight face. Of course, I was an average boy too. My curiosity was at least twice of that of a normal person. Sleeping, forbidden treasures, never to leave this warehouse. Chances like this don't come around too often. If I had to choose, then I want to see. Until the locked doors open, though, I don't know about this.
面白くないって思ったら、ケイちゃんはすぐに出ればいいです。きっと興味を惹かれると思いますけどね。
Tomitake-san spoke after listening to our discussion, having sat down on the stairs to take a short rest.
僕がここで見張っててあげるから、一緒に見てきてごらん。僕はあまり趣味じゃないけど、ケイチ君みたいな若い男の子には結構面白いかもしれないよ。
This guy lockpicks something and then sits down outside, not even bothering to look inside. I'm pretty sure no matter what it is, if you're the lockpicker, you want to see what, like, is in the thing that you picked the lock for. I don't think there's a single, like, person who, like, in history who has lockpicked and be like, okay, I picked the lock, you guys can do whatever now. Unless you're, like, robbing a bank or something, and it's like, okay, well... No, but even still, you're already inside the bank. I don't know. He said, laughing mischievously. There was no ill will in his
富武さん
laughter.
はこの中に何があるのか知ってるんですか？
まあね、高野さんにたっぷり聞かされてるからね。
相方の特殊な趣味に付き合わされる殿方も大変ですね。
Tomitake-san didn't answer that, only responding with a pained smile. Takano-san had this kind of scary air about her, like she'd drop absolutely everything else for something she had an interest in, and go straight for it. But Tomitake-san, on the other hand, seemed like the gold standard of what a normal person should be. Having him tell me so frankly to go check it out suddenly made the guilt feel lighter.
じゃあちょっとだけな。面白くなかったらすぐ出るぞ。
You got it. Shion gave me another Mion-like wink.
決まったみたいね。じゃあ、行きましょうか。二郎さん、留守番をお願いね。
Tomitake-san waved his hand to see us off. The inside was pitch black, but Takano-san turned on the battery-powered lantern she'd bought, revealing a pretty cramped front room.
真っ暗だね。みんな転ばないように気をつけるんだよ。
I thought you were sitting on the stairs.
ご心配ありがとう。じゃあ、門番をよろしくね。ここ、閉めるわよ。
Takano-san smiled spitefully as if leaving Tomitake-san out of something fun and began to close the
や
door.
れやれ。じゃあみんな、ゆっくり楽しんでおいで。
There was a low, heavy, and loud noise. We were completely cut off from the outside world and covered in silent darkness. Takano-san's lantern was the only light we had.
大丈夫よ。
She brought a lantern here? I feel like there are many different... Like, you could bring a flashlight or something. Why'd you bring an entire lantern?
予備電池も入ってるアウトドア仕様なんだから。
I guess it's an electric-powered lantern, I guess.
消えたりなんかしないわよ。
Looks like Takano noticed my uneasy expression. Couldn't help but blush a little and avert my gaze. Deeper inside, there was a heavy and old but sturdy door with solemn decorations on it. It was the last door sealing away what was
ただの
within.
倉庫なのに前室があるなんて変わってるでしょ。一度に一枚ずつ扉を出入りさせることによって西宮殿の中が外に見えないようにする工夫だと考えられるわね。
Takano-san explained this, awfully impressed by the construction. But still, it's really dark in here, huh? That over there, it's part of a circuit breaker hanging from a clump of wiring, clumsily attached to the wall.
これ、明かりのブレーカーか何かじゃないですか？
I flipped the biggest switch I can find, and with a click, the pitch black room was illuminated by an old, bare light bulb. But you shouldn't... The entire thing is that you're supposed to be, like, doing this secretly. Why are you turning on a light?
ダメです。
Before she even finished, Shion slapped my hand and flipped the switch back. There's another loud click. Okay, yes, thank you, Shion. And the room turned to darkness with only the lantern for
いて
illumination.
ててて。
ダメです、ケイちゃん。私たち、ここに忍び込んでるんですよ。明かりなんかつけたら、バレちゃうかもしれないじゃないですか。
I'm scolded by Shion fairly harshly. Looked like she was worried about whether someone had seen them from the momentary light.
大丈夫よ。本当に一瞬だし。
Takano-san remained a relaxed adult. Seemed like she was confident she could talk her way out of it if somebody did see us.
さあ、入りましょう。よいしょっと。
The even heavier door opened, and this time it wasn't just the dust that came out with the air. There's also a nasty smell. One smell was like opening a dust-filled cupboard in the back of a kitchen that hadn't been opened in years. And the other smell, the nasty one, was hard to explain, but it was like the raw odor of a fish market. From how the sound echoed, this room felt far larger than the first. Takano-san held up her lantern and revealed the contents of the expansive room. At the back wall of the storehouse, right in front of us, was a Buddha-like holy object standing there, looking down at us. I was taken aback by its unseen force, lit up by the slender beam of the lantern.
あれがひなみ沢の守り神、お社様よ。
These look like torture instruments. Especially this one. These don't look like shrine... How do you say? Well, I forget what they said. Ritual instrument or ritual tools. These look like torture tools.
社にあるのより、ずっと立派ですね。
Oyashiro-sama. So this is the spirit protecting Hinamizawa. The one guarding the holy land of Hinamizawa from the impurities of the outside world, and the one delivering punishment after punishment upon those who attempted to sully the land with dam construction.
想像してたより、たくさんの細具が収められているようね。でも残念。どれもあまり手入れがされていないわ。状態が悪いのが悔やまれるわね。
Even in the dim light, I could see a lot of strange objects lining the wall, ceiling, and shelves. Takano-san, speaking as if in a trance, was infatuated by the various implements fitting the dark room. They weren't very festival-like or traditional, but instead, this was more like the workshop of a blacksmith or carpenter. There were a lot of large wooden and metal tools packed in here. Putting it bluntly, it was all pretty boring stuff. I'd imagine there'd be more artistic things here from the Heian period, but... if it walks like a duck and sounds like a duck, then what? Because you see, you normally would say then it is a duck, but something tells me that's not going to be the thing. My expression betrayed my dashed hopes and they caught on right away.
あら、面白くないかしら？
俺は文系でも美術系でもないんで、あんまりこういうのを見ても、よく価値がわからないです。
圭一くんはよくわかってないみたいね。無理もないけれど。
Takano-san reached into a paper bag she'd been holding the whole time, took out a worn scrapbook and began to flip
じ
through
ゃ
it.
あ、圭一くんのために昔話でも聞かせてあげようかしら。この地方では一般的な昔話よ。図書館に行けば、教育委員会推薦の本にも載ってるくらいにね。
Telling stories in such a dark, creepy place. She must have a horror story in mind. Shion's face bellied nothing but calm. She had the same personality as me, and she'd have found fault with me being scared. I'll endure for now. Pretend to be calm.
いい？じゃあ、読むわよ。
After confirming that I was going to be quiet and listen, she began to speak softly, like a kindergarten teacher reading a picture book.
昔々、ある山奥のその沼はね、底なしの深い深い沼でね、地の底の鬼の国につながっていたんですって。
The rumor said it was deeper than the ocean, and that anyone it swallowed would sink to the underworld, a bottomless swamp. Its name was the Onigafuchi. Wait. Thought back to the story I heard yesterday about the sacrifices sinking in the bottomless swamp. Could it be that the swamp she's talking about?
ってことは、その村は、ひなみ沢ですね。
察しがいいわね。そうよ。当時は鬼ヶ淵村って呼ばれてたけどね。
鬼ヶ淵村。物騒な響きのある名前だな。
イメージもあったんでしょうね。明治の頃に今の名前に改称されたって聞きました。
I'm just still like, once we have to see, like, why did stuff reset? Why do we like see Shion now? Why did we meet Shion now? The name of the swamp connected to hell was called Onigafuchi, which meant the demon's abyss. And the true name of this village, Inamizawa, was Onigafuchi village.
村人たちは鬼の国、つまりは地獄のことね。
The villagers belonged to that abyss, or to hell, in other
鬼の
words.
国とつながるという沼を崇めながら過ごしてきたの。でもね、ある日のこと。
Whoa, that's a picture I wasn't expecting. Demons began to appear, one after the other, from deep in the swamp. The villagers feared that hell was overflowing. The demons mercilessly attacked the villagers. They could only watch in fear. They could do no more than hide themselves and tremble.
誰かが鬼を退治するわけですか？
残念だけど、このお話には桃太郎みたいな正義の味方は登場しないわ。
じゃあ、村を挙げて戦うわけですか？
まさか、村人たちに鬼と互角に戦える力などあるわけもない。
じゃあ、村を捨てて逃げるしかないですよね。
それも無理ね。村人たちにとっても、村は大切な郷里だったから。どんな恐ろしい鬼が攻めてきたからといって、簡単に逃げ出せるはずもなかったのよ。
I mean, that's definitely true. There are definitely people like that. I mean, you have people who, I'm not sure if it was... Yeah, I think similar to Chernobyl. You had stories of people like who, even though it's technically illegal to go back, you have people that do go, like, have gone back there and do live there.
じゃあどうするんですか
It's definitely believable.
滅びるしかないじゃないですか
Unable to fight and unable to run. All they could do was wait for the village to be destroyed. Then, when everyone has lost hope, their god, Oyashiro-sama, descended onto them.
なるほどつまり天からやってきたお社様が鬼たちをやっつけるわけですか
ケイちゃんは男の子ですね。すぐに腕力で解決する方に走るんですから。
She sighed, a little annoyed, embarrassed. I held my tongue.
お社様はね、やっつけるとかそういう暴力的な神様じゃなかったの。もっと優しい慈愛のある神様だったの。
The strength of Oyashiro-sama descended from the heavens couldn't be compared to that of the demons. They didn't even fight. They simply prostrated themselves before his radiant authority. Oyashiro-sama urged them to go back to hell from whence they came. The demons wept and challenged him, saying that they could never return.
鬼たちの世界にも厳しい戒律があってね。彼らは地獄を追放された鬼たちだったんですって。
Demons, who didn't have a place to go, neither in hell nor in the human world. Of course they were at fault for attacking the village. They deeply reflected on it and were sorry.
村人たちも話を聞くうちに少しずつ気の毒になっていったわ。それでね、村のみんなで話し合った結果、鬼たちと一緒に住むことを決めたの。
退治するとか追っ払うっていう昔話は多いけど共存ってのは確かに珍しいですね
ですよね。鬼ってのは元来諸悪の象徴のはず。それとの共存を決めたというお話なんだから本当に変わってます。
When the demons first heard the villagers' invitation, they doubted their ears, but soon burst into tears of joy. So, why did the demons just spawn in and start killing villagers? For what reason would that benefit them? Like, yeah, sure, they were banished, but why didn't they try to live with them? The villagers had given them a place to live. It was said that in payment for this good deed, the demons shared their many kinds of power and secrets with the villagers.
お社様は
I think it's important to know why they were banished in the first place, the demons. Like why because I'm sure not every demon was banished. And there's some commandments they had to follow. Why were they banished?
鬼たちが村人と分け隔てなく暮らせるよう人間の姿を与えたんですって。そして自らも地上にとどまり、末永く両者の交流を見守ることにしたんだそうよ。
So Oyashiro-sama is meant to be a benevolent god. So when Rena was being possessed, what if that she wasn't a... It's not that she was being possessed by Oyashiro-sama, it would be more a demon, I would think. And then she came back here. She needed the protection of the village. A land in which man, demon, and god live together. I thought the word demon was a noun meaning evil that needs to be exterminated. A god may have mediated for them, but you don't often hear happy endings like that where both sides live in harmony. I see. I guess it is kind of interesting.
普通のおとぎ話ならここで終わりなんだけどね。このお話は江戸時代にだいぶ加筆されたみたいで、まだまだ続く随分と長い話になってるわ。
After that, the humans and demons intermixed. Eventually there was no difference
鬼
between
の
them.
存在は結局村に溶け込んで消えてしまったということですか
いいえ、消えたりなんかしないです。半分はしっかりと残ってたそうですよ。
The knowledge the villagers had received from the demons basically made them into something inhuman, what people call transcendent. You're well aware that the power they had was heresy, and that those below worshipped them. They lived out their lives in secrecy.
このお話がね、その後に派生するたくさんの昔話。だからこのお話がある意味基礎中の基礎。ベーシックね。
原点ってどういう意味ですか？
村人たちは鬼の血を引いているという部分ですね。つまりこの辺りに伝わる様々な伝承や昔話は全部その村の人たちは鬼の血を引いているというのが前提になっているんです。
There was a hint of amusement in Shion's face as she said that. It was like she wanted to say that she too had demon blood in her. Is there any proof though? Maybe it's somehow rooted in historical... So, because Reno was here as well, so that means all of them have demon blood within them. But then if this is the case though, right? Because it's like, I just don't understand why Shion is so different in her mindset compared to the others. Like, what about it? Maybe it's somehow rooted in historical fact beyond just fairy
あら、
tales.
じゃあ前原くんは沼から鬼が現れて人間と交わったっていうのは本当にあった出来事だって信じてるのかしら？
信じないわけじゃないんですけど。
When she said demon, she meant the ones from hell, but in ancient Japan, the word wasn't necessarily used to denote only that kind, right? More well-known use involves the dristing foreigner theory. As the story goes, Westerners who were shipwrecked in nearby seas had such markedly different customs that they were called demons. Japanese people were relatively similar in appearance to other Asians. Everything about those from the West was different. Their physiques, their faces, and their skin color. In Japan, terms like red demon and blue demon evoke images especially the Westerners. Lacking in skin pigments, Westerners would sunburn easily and turn red. Being fair-skinned, I think blood vessels appearing on their skin would look blue too. A handful of accidental aliens would drift into Japan and came under persecution, being called demons. They would flee into the mountains to survive and turn into bandit groups and attack villagers for food and the like.
なんて説はどうでしょ
Is that true? I guess, yeah, those who became shipwrecked, I guess. Okay.
う？ちょっと子供じみてますかね。
Takano gave me a weird smile when, having come up with such an impromptu hypothesis, I unconsciously followed up with self-deprecation. Still, she didn't smile as if to make fun of me.
別におかしくないわよ。実際に漂流偉人説を唱える人もいるもの。でも実際はどうなのかは誰にもわからない。山賊化した偉人の集団だったのか、本当に地の底から来た鬼たちだったのか、ね。
Interesting. So the demons would actually be the foreigners who invaded the thing. That would make a lot of sense. But still, at the same time, who's Oyashiro-sama if we're taking this foreigner theory? Who's Oyashiro-sama? You still need someone to mediate between them.
じゃあ、高野さんはどっちを信じてるんですか？
真相は別にして、夢のある方を信じたいわね。その方が面白いでしょ。
Her answer made her sound a wee bit like a romanticist. Here, I thought she'd reject unrealistic stories like that.
さて、いよいよここからよ。面白くなるのは。
Takano-san brought an end to her storytelling and waits for a moment as if to tantalize us.
Huh?
Suddenly, Shion looked around as if something had caught her eye. Her head bobbed to and fro, like she was making sure nothing had changed.
どうしたシオン？
ごめんなさい。気にしないでください。
Shion pretended as though nothing had happened. Takano-san also made sure nothing had happened, then cleared her throat and broached the next subject. I'm sorry, please don't worry about it. So she frantically, her head bobbed to and I'm trying to imagine how that looked like. Her head bobbed to and fro. She's not like darting her head from side to side. I don't get that.
村人たちに半分鬼の血が流れてるのは話したわね。実はその血なんだけど、鬼は鬼でも人食い鬼の血なんだって言われてるの。
人食い鬼ですか？急に物騒な響きになりましたね。
その血は今でも村人たちには脈々と流れていてね、時折その血が眠りを覚ますと言われているわ。
I thought the fairy tales had a happy ending, with the humans and demons living in peace, but it began to suddenly change into a brutal, brutal story.
人食い鬼だから何十年かに一度、どうしても人肉が食べたくて仕方がなくなる周期があるんですって。だからって村人同士で共食いするわけにはいかない。だから彼らはその度に人里へ降り、鬼隠しをしたと伝えられてるわ。
何ですか？鬼隠しって。
平たく言えば鬼たちによる誘拐行為よ。鬼ヶ淵村の村人たちが人里に押し寄せ、哀れな生贄を無理やり力ずくでさらったんですって。
Takano-san's explanation was plain and simple. When I imagined what it's been like, it was terrifying. They lose their human reason. The villagers turn into real demons en masse. So was that what happened when Keiichi was being hunted? They attack the villagers they loathe in the dirty world of the masses below. And then they kill and eat their sacrifices.
それじゃあ鬼と何ら変わりないじゃないですか。お社様はどうしたんです？その村にとどまって人々を見守ってるんじゃなかったでしたっけ？
もちろんお社様も了承してたそうよ。だから鬼隠しは無差別ではなく、神様が決めた生贄以外には誰もさらわなかったらしいし、ほとんどの場合は一人か二人だったって記されてるわね。
A village inhabited by those both human and inhuman. It was like the heartwarming episode's colors had inverted, like negative film, revealing the painful and ugly truth.
そうして生贄をさらってきた夜にはね、哀れな犠牲者を美味しくいただくため、綿流しの儀式が開かれたというわ。
Watanagashi. Tonight's festival was Watanagashi. I just couldn't reconcile the fun festival with the horrible tale Takano-san was telling me.
綿流しは確か冬の間に使った布団なんかに感謝するお祭りじゃなかったでしたっけ？
ケイちゃん、綿って言いません？臓物のこと。
Oh. So, the cotton from the futon is meant to be pulling out someone's entrails? Wow. Shion, who had been silent until now, spoke up.
綿？そういえば言うな。魚の綿っていう。
Like a jigsaw puzzle, the fun times I had today, and Takano-san's grotesque tale clicked together in my mind.
綿流し。
So, gut spilling. I didn't think saying that could ever feel so nauseating.
そう、前原くんの想像している通りよ。今でこそ綿流しは毎年6月に行われるちょっと早い夏祭りに過ぎないけど、哀れな食材をさらってきた夜にだけ開かれた凄惨な人食いの宴のことだったの。
嘘だ。
I had no real reason to say that, but I couldn't help it.
前原くんはさっき綿流しは布団を清める儀式だと言ったわね。綿が詰まった布団って何を意味してると思うかしら？
布団は布団だろ。シング、寝るための道具だよ。他に何の意味があるんだよ。
I was rattling on, desperately attempting to deny the horrible festival that Takano-san was describing. Deep down, however, I found myself understanding all too well what she meant. Futons, stuffed with cotton. The cotton represented entrails in both pronunciation and meaning. Then entrail-filled futons would have to be humans.
リカちゃんがやった奉納演舞を
Oh,
思い
okay,
出してちょう
good.
だい
We're thinking about the
リ
dance.
カちゃんがあそこで何をしていたか
わからねえよ。第一、リカちゃんの演舞は最後までちゃんと見てないし。
ケイちゃんエキサイトしすぎです。
Shion grabbed one of my ears, reminding me that this wasn't somewhere I should raise my voice. Even so, I still can't help suppress this agitation I feel.
リカちゃんが持っていた祭事用のクワ、もううすうすは気づいてると思うけど、あれは田畑を耕すクワではなくて、人間の腹をこじ開けるための解剖道具なのよ。
Why does she look like that? I didn't see the dance all the way through, so I didn't know what kind of performance Rika-chan was putting on after I'd left. When I told this to Takano-san, she kindly explained Rika-chan's dance to me. To summarize what she said, after what I'd seen, Rika-chan would pierce the futons with that hoe, cut them open, and pull out the cotton inside. She'd cut the cotton out, one bit at a time, set it afloat. That's the kind of ritual it was.
平たく言えば、魚の綿を取り出して三角コーナーに捨てるのを仰々しく儀式仕立てにしたってことね。それで儀式はおしまい。その後はそれぞれの役割を持った村人たちがおのおのに肉を解体して美味しくいただいたって考えられてるわね。
Takano-san's strangely happy giggle, I felt for some reason violent displeasure. Rika-chan, every day during our lunch break, she'd take a rice pounding mallet into the schoolyard, and she'd work so hard, sweating bullets to practice for the offertory dance she had done today. All that effort, all that work, Takano-san disgraced it. Even though she worked so hard to practice for today.
高野さんももう少し言葉を選んでほしいです。ケイちゃん、ナイーブなんですから、あまりからかわないでください。
A moment before I opened my mouth to express how angry I was, Shion stopped me. Shion must have been fully aware how that story made me
ご
feel.
めんなさい。男の子だからショッキングな話は結構好きかと思って。
Takano-san spoke without a hint of malice as she smiled
こ
gracefully.
の辺まで話を聞けば、ケイちゃんにもこの西宮殿の中にどういうものがあるのか理解できるようになってきませんか？ほら。
Shion pointed out one of the walls vaguely illuminated by the lantern's light. It's the scythes. It was mere moments ago. They hadn't held my interest. They were just boring tools lined up on the shelves. All those uninteresting tools that I didn't understand how to use, they all suddenly took on a new meaning, and I couldn't help but let out a groan. At first they had looked like carpentry tools, like chisels or planes. However, when I thought back, I'd seen pictures of these sorts of tools before. Yeah, they came up in Japanese history textbooks. Yes, on the page introducing the Kaitai Shinso, with a new text on
こう
anatomy.
いうのはね、医学の本場、ドイツの文献の方がリアルに掲載されてるわよ。
These aren't carpentry tools. These strangely shaped tools. They're for dissection. Everybody knows that in the Edo period, they would dissect the corpses of those who had been put to death in order to gain knowledge about whether in order to gain knowledge about Western medical techniques. Illustrations of the dissection tools they used at the time came up in textbook supplements. The things hung up on this wall all looked exactly the same as those.
もっと怖い言い方をするなら、調理道具といったところかしらね。
So I'm trying to think. If we're looking at this from this perspective of there was no demons, why would they be down here? Why would these tools in specific be down here? I personally still of the belief that like more supernatural stuff is happening, but if you're trying to look at this from the perspective of there's nothing supernatural here, why are these tools down here? If they're for dissecting, and Keiichi has said there are for dissecting, maybe it could have been a medical place. But they're now rituals tools, so I don't know. Takano-san, holding the lantern, the only light source in the room, led us along the wall. She had the only light, so I had to walk after her, whether I liked it or not.
ほら
Takano-san illuminated a coiled chain which left a bigger impression than the other things we saw. The chain itself was nothing unusual, but further along, it was metal fetters that were like hinges, clearly meant for binding people.
ケイちゃん、あれ。
Shion tapped me on the shoulder and pointed to a shraining table that was clearly shaped like a person. My spine froze, my blood felt like it was turning into sherbet as I crawled up my back. On each of the joints, there were things like chains and iron balls attached. It was like the table was searching for its next sacrifice, ready to spread their arms wide and close them in.
多分まな板じゃないかしら。犠牲者を拘束してこの台の上でお料理をしたんだと思うわね。
The words chopping block sent a jolt through my body. When I looked more closely, there were many dark slices carved into it, as though from a knife or a saw. They were the most clear-cut signs of usage you can ask for. So, there are slices, so it was used. It proved that these tools weren't just for show, they were used for their original purpose. If somebody was strapped tightly onto this table, they probably wouldn't be able to move a muscle. Their guts would be defenseless. You'd take one of these eerie cooking knives lined up over there, stab them with it, and then you'd slice open their belly and dissect them.
話には聞いてたけど、すごい。
Before coming in here, Shion had mentioned she had a good guess of what was inside, but it seems to have exceeded her imagination.
まだまだあるわよ。どう？老人形館より面白いでしょ。
Takano-san had this happy expression, like she was visiting a toy store for the first time. I don't get it. This Mio Takano person has nerves of steel. Are these bizarre, grotesque objects that fascinating to her? I, for one, was not enjoying myself. I'll be frank, this was all too weird for me. Still, there was something even more horrifying than all of this. That would be none other than Takano herself. Takano-san, holding the lantern, gave off such a thin beam of light. She suddenly turned it off. Then I would... What would I do when, the next moment, everything went totally dark? That's why I was scared. Takano-san had the only light. And anyway, I was scared. At some point, Shiona started holding on to my shirt sleeve. It was a little annoying to walk like that, but I didn't shake her off. That minor sensation allowed me to feel the presence of an ally, here and now. Before we had even walked halfway through the storehouse, the air I felt on my skin completely changed. These cruel tools all lined up, all crammed together in this place. Some were horrible ones, made to take away sacrifice's freedom. Some were tools made to efficiently disassemble and prepare the bodies for consumption. Those are just the things I understood. There were plenty of other strange-looking objects that I couldn't even guess the purpose of. Now that I was here, I didn't have the slightest desire to hear the details about what sort of terrifying reasons they were meant to be used for. At the very least, they were all completely different from the sort of clean, simple killing function of a katana. Tools to kill people were, obviously, constructed in such a way that could kill people. If that was the goal, then each person you used them on would, obviously, end up dead. The kinds of tools here, however, were different. The tools that were here were for cutting people, for crushing them, for boiling them and cooking them, for grinding them. They were tools of torture. They weren't made to kill people. People dying was just an incidental result. Actually, they might not even kill them. If the sacrifices could die during such a horrifying ritual process, that would be nice, but they don't even die in the end. They remain in a state of hellish pain. Perhaps they were only being allowed to live. Only now in this moment did I fully realize just how terrifying and fearsome that difference was.
人ってね、上手にやると結構殺さずに済むものらしいの。
Takano-san, as if reading my mind, displayed a shocking
魔
smile.
女狩りで有名な家系火あぶりなんかはすぐに死んじゃうのよ。全身の皮膚が広範囲にわたって重度のやけどを負うと、組織の分解産物で中毒症状を引き起こし、重度なショックを併発しちゃうから。まあ確かにそれに至るまでがギロチンなんかに比べればはるかに長いところに残虐性があるんだけど。
She described such horrors in a strangely medical way. Shion immediately answered the question I had.
高野さん、看護師さんですから。
Excuse me. There's a saying that nothing can scare a doctor. I guess it's true.
ところがね、ローマの時代の処刑方法にね、バーベキューと同じにね、金網で挟みつけて炭火でじっくりと焼いたんですって。
I've never heard of that one. I've watched a lot of torture method, like, you know, I've seen my fair share of torture videos. I've never seen that one before. To think the memories of when I went to a day camp with my family would come rushing back now, of all times. So vividly.
これだとね、どういうわけかなかなか死なないらしいのよ。ものの本によると、一昼夜かけて片側が炭化するくらいこんがり焼いてもまだ意識があって流暢に話をした。
I mean, yeah, it makes sense if it's just one side, then yeah, I can. That's insane. You'd grill someone for the whole day and they'd still be conscious. It's said that ancient Rome, famous for their executions, thought of plenty of ways to execute someone while having the victim stay alive as long as
そ
possible.
の中にね、お腹を開いて腸をウインナーみたいに引っ張り出してウィンチで引っ張り上げて晒し物にする刑があったんですって。
Shion was behind me, clinging to me. Not just because she was scared, she was protecting her stomach.
臓物を引っ張り出すなんて聞いただけでもすぐに死んじゃいそうでしょ。でもね、丁寧に優しくやるとね、意識がはっきりとした状態のまま腹渡を引きずり出すことって可能らしいのよ。
Dude, I can't even imagine. Like, I've heard of that as well, but I can't even imagine being conscious and, like, feeling stuff being removed. I felt a sick feeling in my stomach. It was like my organs were coiling up just from Takano-san's stare.
ウィンチで引っ張り出すっていうのはなんだか大行な方法だけど
Yay! Why are we saying yay, Diana?
もっと野蛮に裂いた腹から臓物をちぎっては投げちぎっては投げというそんな恐ろしい刑もあったんじゃないかって十分に考えられない？でも処刑者には意識があるの。それは痛い以上に恐ろしい体験なんでしょうね。
She spoke with pleasure, as if she had come here on a sightseeing trip. I heard Shion gulping multiple times near my ears.
ひなみ沢のいえ鬼ヶ淵村の綿流しもそんな感じだったのかしらね。ほら耳を澄ませば聞こえてくるような気がしない？
I wanted nothing more than to not hear anything at all. So why? Why only at times like these do I begin to hear things I shouldn't be able to? Takano-san, having realized she'd scared Shion and I enough at this point, smiled soothingly. Then she turned on her heel, raised the lantern, and began to walk again. If Takano-san left us here, we'd get even further away from the light. Shion and I, no matter how scared we were forced to follow Takano-san along on her field trip through the ritual storehouse.
これで軽く一周できたかしらね。面白いところでしょ。
She says, raising the lantern high in the center of the storehouse. The dim light didn't change, but for some reason, It felt like I was able to see all of those horrible tools at once.
ケイちゃん、上。
Shion stammered while grabbing the nape of my neck. I couldn't tell because it was so dark, but there were a lot more tools hanging from the ceiling as well. They all looked like they were made of iron bars, but then I figured it out. Cages. For cages, they were very small. Cramped cages just for one, like a casket. If you got locked up in there, no, you wouldn't get locked up inside it. There's another tool meant for restraining people, where the iron bars would squeeze you tightly. So many big and things of all shapes were hanging down. Takano-san's mention of execution by grilling crosses my mind. We weren't just surrounded on all sides with these terrifying instruments. Things crowding the ceiling were even hanging over our heads.
ヨーロッパの拷問道具にこういった鳥かごがたくさん登場するわね。日本にもあったなんて驚きだわ。
ケイちゃん、あれ中に入ってない？人？ミイラ？
どれ？
Shion desperately pointed to one of them. Also, he said which, not where. Shion desperately pointed out to one of the many human-sized bird cages hanging from the ceiling, but I couldn't tell which one she meant. Being that dark, there wasn't any way you could tell if something was in there in the first place.
私には何も見えないけど、見間違いじゃないの
Shion didn't seem convinced, but without a means to confirm for ourselves, we couldn't do much but wonder.
これで前原くんにもなんとなく信じられるようになったんじゃないかしら。ひなみ沢に伝えられる恐ろしい儀式の数々が。
It's got nothing, to do with believing them. Now that I've been shown the real thing, there's no possible way to deny it. Even the nations of Europe, with all their beautiful landscapes and legends, were like a maelstrom during the terrible witch hunts in the Dark Ages. It's well known that the era gave birth to countless gruesome forms of torture and execution. Japan was the same way. Didn't it have its own era of hellscape-like torturous feasts because of religious suppression and things of that nature? Hinamizawa itself had such a period. It had that much history behind it. Even in Europe, the land of the witch hunts, that was all far in the past, no more than a series of historical events, and in this age, nothing that abnormal would ever happen. That must apply to Hinamizawa as well.
中世の暗黒時代とかがそうだったように、ひなみ沢にも暗黒時代があった。そういうものなんだと解釈します。本当にひなみ沢でこういう恐ろしいことがあったのだとしても、それは大昔の出来事なんです。今暮らしているひなみ沢の人々とは何の関係もないことです。
前原くんは本当にひなみ沢が好きなのね。
It didn't sound like she was making fun of me. Takano-san gave me a light smile.
でも、高野さんはその風習が実は現代にも残っているんじゃないかと思って研究をしてるんです。そうでしたよね。
Shion suggested something that made my heart leap into my throat. You telling me that all these horrible things are still going on, even today?
これ本当に内緒なんだからね。しおんちゃんは理解のある人だから話したけど、他の村人には聞かれたくないの。下手をしたら罰当たり者ってことで袋叩きにされかねないんだから。
Shion flashed a devilish smile, as if revealing the immorality of
前
it.
原くんも内緒にしてね。知られたら私、お社様のたたりに会うか、生贄にされちゃうかするかもしれない。
In the past, in another timeline, she did.
たたりなら今年はどんな死に方をさせられちゃうのかしら。生贄なら鬼ヶ淵の沼に生きたまま沈められちゃうのかしら。そういえば今夜よね。お社様のたたりがある夜は。
Takano-san said, bringing her face right up close to ours, as if to say that she had the choice. If she had the choice, she'd rather suffer the curse. That was what she'd seemed to be implying. Takano-san took a fairly worn notebook out of her paper bag, then began to flip through its pages. There were all sorts of references and newspaper clippings attached to them, and it had all manner of things. So why is she investigating this? She's just a nurse. The letters were very small and bunched together, so I couldn't tell at a glance what it was about. She's not like an undercover government agent, right?
本当は国会図書館で当時の新聞を探したいんだけどね。ほら、ここ。
A photocopy of a page from some book was slid into the notebook, and it too was written in small, tight lettering. Like the other pages, I couldn't tell what it was about just by
こ
glancing
れ
at
は
it.
実際にあったお話よ。
She's a freak
明治の終わ
idea.
り頃にね、鬼ヶ淵村で身元不明の惨殺死体が発見されたんですって。
An old newspaper clipping attached to the page spoke of something that was no mere rumor or fairy
当時
tale.
の警察の資料がほとんど残ってないそうだから、口伝と記憶によるものだけなんだけどね。
Why don't you have police documents from the time anymore? Like, wouldn't it be, oh, we don't have most police documents in general because they weren't documented? Or, like, what do you mean anymore? The word anymore seems weird to me.
ほら、これ不鮮明だけど、明治の頃の新聞の切り抜きみたい。
Never before has there been a corpse treated with such cruelty and inhumanity. Could it be the work of a demon? Being a copy of a copy, it was very hard to make out, but it was more than enough to make me feel strangely tense. Near the end of the Meiji era, in old Onigofuchi village, a mangled corpse was discovered. The identity of the corpse was unknown. It wasn't even in a state where it could be identified in the first place. It was missing a head, and each limb was separated from the body. Skin had been peeled off the entire body, and there was markings that implied terrible torture in every place imaginable. Not only that, but the belly had been cut open by a sharp knife, with the entrails completely dragged out. The police immediately began an investigation. But since they couldn't even determine the identity of the victim, much less the criminal, finding answers was extremely difficult.
どういう状況かわかるかしら？
So, where does the thing come in where they, like... I can't remember what it was, but, like... Didn't they scratch their own eyes out? Wasn't that the entire thing? Of how they died? Or Tomitake-san died? I couldn't imagine such a strange sight, even if I tried. This was the first time I was ever thankful for my lack of imagination.
被害者は生きながらにして全身の皮を剥がれ、あらゆる拷問を受けていじめ殺されたんですって。そして死後にもさらに遺体を分解解剖と残虐の限りを尽くしたのではないかって筆者は見ているわね。私はどの工程も生きているうちにやったんじゃないかって思ってるんだけどね。前原くんはどう思うかしら？
She spoke in a way intended to make me imagine even more vicious things. As my brain already was far over capacity. However, there was no way I could imagine anything more brutal. Then, when I broke my gaze from Takano-san's, those strangely shaped weird tools were all around us. I wonder if you could faithfully reproduce the mutilated corpse discovered at the end of the Meiji era with the tools found in this place. I want to deny it. I don't want to admit that something so terrible could have happened at all. Even so, they were strange, so terrifying, these tools.
その薄気味悪い事件が何だって言うんですか？
And as if they had seen through my attempt to escape from them, they did nothing but ridicule me silently.
筆者はね、鬼ヶ淵村の恐ろしい習慣は明治以降の近代。ひょっとすると昭和初期くらいまでは残ってたんじゃないかって結んでるわ。
This corpse, at a glance, appeared to have been brutally killed after a period of torture. In actuality, however, it was the pitiful sacrificial remains of the man-eater's terrifying feast. the corpse was just leftovers. Sorry, give me a second. It was so fantastic, so strange, that it didn't feel real at all. Was this an extension of the legends too? It happened in the Meiji era though, which is just too recent to be called legend. Why are we in the basement now? A lot has happened. We're basically, we found out that the village apparently, we knew this from before, but the village were a village of demons, but the ritual that takes place is apparently a gut-ripping ritual. And allegedly in the past, these are all the tools, like we snuck into this area, and where all the tools are that nobody's allowed to enter. And this woman's telling us about all the stories that happened about how people with mutilated corpses were found in the past. And like the legends and all that stuff. What Cheetos did he get though? Also, there's a newspaper clipping right here suggesting it.
でも本当にあったとしたって昔のことですよね。明治なんて言ったらそれこそ100年くらい
All
前
that
の。
happened. Well, you were grabbing Cheetos for a while. At least, like, from what I see, your last chat message was like an hour ago. So, if you were just grabbing Cheetos that entire time, you were grabbing it for like an hour or something.
たったよ。たった100年前のことよ。
Oh, okay.
それにね、昭和に入ってからだってあるんだから。終戦直後に騒ぎにな
Why
っ
did the audio just change?
人肉缶詰事件。あ、ごめんなさい。この話はタブーだったわよね。
Takano-san immediately stopped talking as if worried about Shion. Shion briefly looked somewhat angry, but that expression soon disappeared.
今高野さんなんて言いました？人肉缶詰って。
Just then, there was a huge creaking noise. Everyone whipped around to look. It was Tomitake-san, who had opened the door slightly.
驚かせちゃったかな？
ここ、素敵な拷問道具の宝庫よ。
僕は遠慮させてもらうよ。生来ね、こういうのは苦手なんだ。
Takano-san held her stomach and had to muffle her laughter, as if she wanted to make a comment about his masculinity. I would hope
それよ
not.
り、演舞とセレモニーが終わって、みんな沢の方に降りていったよ。あと何分もしないうちにお祭りは終わっちゃう。
So even
い
last...
け
So,
ない。
okay, we still have no clue what the others are doing? Because I remember last time, I think it was... We were only with Udena when we put the cotton down the river. But we got separated from them for a while. We were talking with these two. So we still don't know what happens during that. And even during the dance, I think Keiichi was alone. And I remember like it was very odd because they were all together and then Keiichi was alone again for the dance. So there's still some gaps of we don't know what the others are doing during this time.
前原くんがあまりにも聞き上手だから。
Just to see a
またお話三昧になっちゃったわ。
I don't think so though. At least it's not what happened last time. I'd really rather you not mention me in a place like
次郎
this.
さんは表で待っててくれるかしら？私はちょっと写真を撮るわね。本当はいくつか道具を持って帰りたいんだけど、それはさすがに無理そうだからね。
Takano-san took out a camera of a paper bag and began to snap photographs. You have a camera right here. He's holding a camera. I don't think you need to take one out of your bag. She looked like she was having fun, like she was on a scavenger hunt.
ケイチ君も出るかい？
もう十分に見ましたので。シオン、もういいだろう。出ようぜ。綺麗な空気が吸いたいよ。
同感です。出ましょう。
There's scenes later on that makes no sense in Tomitake's sprite. I'll see. Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to bring it home, but, you know, each to their own. I did feel a little hesitation at leaving Takano-san by herself in this darkness. When I thought about it, though, I realized that whatever kinds of evil spirits and ghosts lurked in the darkness, none of them could hold a candle to how scary she was. Even if a phantasm were to appear, she'd be overjoyed and flash her camera at it. Who's Prater from Dexter? I mean, I know what Dexter is, but who is Prater? Seemed Shion shared my somewhat rude mental images. We exchanged glances and smiled painfully. Left Takano-san there, bathed in her strobe of camera flashes, and decided to go leave the ritual storehouse. I see, okay. Everyone at the festival seemed to have gone to the stream, so their voices were very distant. The voices of the bugs, on the other hand... Yeah, this is not the music that was playing last time during this. When they were putting the cotton down, it was a much more... It was much more somber, I think. The voices of the bugs, on the other hand, were clear, lending an empty feeling of isolation to the place.
どうだい？面白かったかい？
Tomitake-san gave us a somewhat mischievous grin. Should have been able to tell by looking at us how pale our faces were.
富武さんと一緒に留守番をしてればよかったです。
Tomitake-san laughed so delightfully that it wiped away our dark feelings.
シオンちゃんはどうだったかな？怖かったかい？
一応心の準備があった分怖くはなかったですけど。
Okay, what is the next joke? Okay. Sorry, give me a second. Okay. What do you call a pile of kittens? A mountain. Wow. How original and amazing that was. It'd be funny if... yeah. Well, people have done that in the past. Like, not that exact thing, but they've put oh, ooh, woo, roar, x... Like, yeah, that's what they've done.
でもやっぱり実物は迫力あります。
Shion spoke like she wasn't scared at all. She really had been quite afraid. But seeing as how I was in way worse a state than her, I didn't have much room to talk. As Tomitake-san grinned candidly, my mind, exhausted and locked up by nervousness, began to calm itself.
高野さんはおとなしく見物してたかな？ほら、彼女子供っぽいところがあるだろう？宝の山を前にさぞや興奮してたんじゃないかと思ってね。
Both Shion and I laughed, and left that as our answer.
見るだけならいいんだけどね。こっそりと何かを持ち出したり、いじくりすぎて細具を壊したりしないかが心配なんだよ。
Right, that's quite possible. She's alone in there right now. She might pilfer something small and easily concealed, hiding it in her pocket. Shion said what I was
本
thinking.
当に何も壊したりしなかったかな。なんだかドタンバタンと飛び跳ねるような音がよく聞こえたからね。
I mean, they definitely tried to make Tomitake, like, a bit athletic. Like, you can see his chest, like, protruding through his shirt. And then, like, he has some muscle definition on his arms. Like, you can they definitely tried to make him a bit attractive.
僕は不安で不安で。
ごめんなさい。フィルムがなくなっちゃったわ。 次郎さん、フィルムが余ってたら分け
She
てくれ
ran
ない
out
か
of
しら。
film? When does this take place again? Like, when does Higurashi take place again? I can't remember. When? 1983, okay. Yeah, okay. Why does this guy look like he has a digital camera then? You read beep, 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 beep. What, like, dot, like, okay, yeah. It would be like beep, 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 beep. That would be so stupid. It would be kind of funny, though. Because this is a console port which was made much later than the... Yeah, okay, okay. Tomitake-san smoothly grinned and responded as if nothing happened. He's pretty mature.
もう予備のフィルムは切れちゃったよ。申し訳ないね。
もう、
How old was Ryukishi when he made this? Like it's or it's like a handheld one. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to open that up. I opened up the wrong thing.
いついかなる時でもフィルムを残しておかないと、決定的スクープ
Yeah,
写真なんか撮れないわよ。
Let me see. Let me actually look at the graphics. Okay, yeah, this is what it looks like. Tomitake looks like a way older man here. Yo, he looks... They made him so buff in this? Dude, they didn't even try to, like, leave any room for interpretation there. You want to see the... There, yeah, there it is.
仕方ないわね。
Tomitake-san scratched his head apologetically. Without film, we're done here. Takano-san seemed to have given up because of that too. We checked carefully to make sure we hadn't left anything inside, then closed the door and turned to the heavy padlock we left beside it.
高野さん、何も持ち出してないだろ
Well,
うね。
this is the console version I'm in right now. This is the original. And then this is the manga game or whatever that is. Dude, why are their poses like so... Like, why are they all striking a pose in this one? This one, it's like they're actually talking to you.
失礼ね。そこまで子供じゃないつもりよ。
Kerclack. Ryukishi was about 30 when he wrote this. Okay. So he's like, what, 50, 60 now? From a cursory glance, it didn't look like thieves had snuck in at all.
よし、僕たちも沢に行こう。綿を流すところくらいやらないと、お祭りに来た意味がないよ。
Yeah, he's mid-50s, okay. You know the exact model of the camera, Z? Tomitake-san spoke brightly, urging us all on. Setting cotton afloat down the stream. I shake my head a few times, driving away my dismal thoughts as to the double meaning. Takano-san, looking a little let down, kept turning back to glance at the ritual storehouse.
もうこれっきりにしてくれよ。十分に知的好奇心は満たせただろう。
まさか。むしろ新しい興味を惹かれるような発見ばかりよ。今日のでこれまでの仮説が一気に現実になったわ。これで今後の調べ方がだいぶ変わってくるんだから。
Wow, she's truly indomitable. Her curiosity really is something else. Still interested in all this, through and through. Oh, here it is. We descended the stone stairs, and all the people crowding the stream came to view. Near the bottom of the stairs, we could clearly see people receiving cotton that had been cut out for them, wishing upon the cotton and setting it afloat down the stream. The festival was already over.
まずったな。綿流しの一番いいところを撮影し損ねたよ。
あら、まだ遅くない
Why
のよ。
is she like this close to him?
私が言って流すんだから。私を撮ってはくださらないのかしら？
Takano-san, with an impish expression, brought her head to Tomitake. Oh, okay. Despite his age, he looked embarrassed. I felt an honest respect for Tomitake-san, man to man, for dating such a handful woman.
じゃあね。前原くん、しおんちゃんも。
僕たちは今からでも沢に行ってみるよ。君たちも一緒に来るかい？
まさかお二人の邪魔なんてできません。
What are you saying? I love dancing on my... Oh my... Ah, yeah! Let's go dance in the river. Ah, yeah! Takano is a weirdo. She's strange. She's... Ah, yeah! Okay, yeah, there we go. Wow. Thank you for that, Diana. Now I have to, like, make my voice deeper to make up for what I just did.
どうぞごゆっくり。
Wow, look at me. I'm so deep. I'm so cool. Shion waved her hands to them with an expression just as impish as Takano-san's. Tomitake-san, on his part, seemed to want us to come, but whatever. Shion gave a big stretch and sat down on the stone steps.
疲れちゃいました。
同感だな。俺も疲れた。
ケイちゃんは綿流し初めてなんですよね。私なんか気にしないで行ってきてください。
You sound like Mort from Madagascar when saying the message above? Then I guess that is kind of what I'm going for.
私は疲れちゃったんで、人混みはちょっとパスしておきます。
Yeah, if we were to go now, we'd barely slip into the end of the cotton drifting ceremony.
お姉たちがケイちゃんのことを探してるかもしれませんから、行ってきてください。
あ、そうだ。ミオンたちと別れたまま、それっきりだったな。探してると悪い。
Then Shion suddenly got a playful look on her face and put her index finger to her lips as if telling me to keep this a secret.
お姉ってすっごく嫉妬深いんです。私がケイちゃんを独占してたことがバレると、いろいろうるさいんで、今夜のことは秘密にしておいてくださいね。
Keep tonight a secret. Don't say things that are so embarrassing.
そういう意味だけじゃないですよ。今夜、私たちがしたことを思えば、秘密にするのは当然です。
You see, I kind of want to say mind read here, but I think this is something he could actually have on his face.
今夜起こるかもしれないお社様のたたり。私たち4人が最有力候補なんですからね。
The loosening threads of tension became taut again. Shion, however, burst out laughing.
じゃあ、私はお姉に出くわす前に退散します。今日は本当に疲れてるから、お姉とやり合えるだけの体力はないですし。
シオンって、ミオンと仲がいいのか悪いのか、よくわからないな。
仲、いいですよ。
We get along. Though as she said that, her vague expression explained that there are a lot of oddities in a relationship between twins.
俺は一人っ子だからよくわかんないな。せいぜい仲良くしろよ。
はい。余計なおせっかいと受けたまわります。それじゃあ私はこの辺で。ケイちゃんも急いで行った方がいいですよ。本当に綿流しが終わっちゃいます。
Shion stood up and brushed off the dust from her backside. After watching her do so, I returned my eyes to the final ceremony of the Watanagashi festival below me.
でも本当に、あの音は何だったんでしょうね。不愉快というか、気味が悪いというか。
え、何の音だって？
音ですよ。ドタンバタンって。うるさかったじゃないですか。
I was giving her a blank expression, so Shion stared hard at me. I stared hard at her too.
ごめん、シオン。はしょらないで最初から説明してくれないか。何がうるさかったって？
ケイちゃん、気にならなかったんですか？
When all said and done, it was like we were speaking two different languages.
シオン、
Was that in game? Or was that a motorcycle outside?
冗談抜きで、初めから説明してくれないか。音がどうしたって？
ケイちゃんこそ冗談抜きで、本当に気にならなかったんですか？
Neither of us was giving any ground. And both of us were staring at the other. We were answering questions with more questions, with no sign of an actual conversation in sight. Baffled, I held in the urge to shout at her and asked politely one more
もう
time.
一度聞くからな。質問は俺からだ。
Shion nodded
じ
silently.
ゃあ聞くぞ。音がしたって、何のことだ？
ドタンバタンって、なんだかどこか遠くの板の間で子供が跳ねてるような。本当に気にならなかったんですか？
気にならないも何も。そんな音、いつ聞こえた？俺は何も
More
聞いてないぞ。
that was you? Why are you staying hard, Z? For what reason?
ちょっとケイちゃん、それ本気で言ってるんですか？
Shion, as if she didn't understand my plain and simple answer, pressed me further, her expression serious. I have no clue what she's talking about, but if Shion's acting like this, whatever it was, it gave me the creeps and sent a chill down my spine.
さっき最後殿の中で高野さんと一緒に見て回ってる最中、高野さんが昔話を始めた頃からかな。少しずつ、だんだんと、ちょくちょくと。
She heard a banging sound, like a child jumping on distant floorboards.
嘘だろ？最後の最後で怖がらせるのはなしだぜ、おい。
I didn't hear anything at all. In fact, it was so utterly silent there that my own heartbeat was almost deafening.
ケイちゃんこそ、怖がらせないでください。なんだか、高野さんの怖い話に合わせて音を立ててるようで、私、ずっと薄気味悪かったんですから。
Funny, I'll probably wait until like, I don't know, but it would be funny. The chill rose from my spine to the back of my head. My blood turned cold as it crawled up my body. When it reached my head, my mind froze
ケイちゃ
over.
んも高野さんも、全然意にも介さない風だったので、私も聞こえないふりをずっとしてましたけど。
I wonder if it's because she's a part of the village, she's able to... Because she also said something like, oh, isn't there something in this cage, like a mummy or a body or something?
聞こえましたよね。何度かは、すごく大きな音でしたから。
Shion's eyes were begging me to tell her I heard it. I had no doubt, however, that my own eyes suggested something entirely different. A you've got to be kidding me look. In that storehouse, we were surrounded by brutal ritual tools that looked like they were from another planet, listening to terrifying old stories. The whole time, Shion had been hearing a sound that we couldn't hear by herself. So that makes Shion, who heard it, tremble, or it should make me, who didn't hear it, tremble. I didn't know the answer to that at the time. For now, Shion seemed to have made that decision before I did.
なんだよ、突然。
引っかかりましたね、ケイちゃん。嘘ですよ。
はあ？
Shion laughed, saying how easily scared I was, and clapped me on the back. Her smile seemed somehow artificial, and actually made me feel worse. Then, after leaving me with 2 or 3 generic diplomatic goodbye phrases, she left, almost like she was running away. Alright. Yeah, I guess so. All I could do was look after her, my mouth agape. You know, this definitely does cut off a bit of the tension. Could jam out. At the end of the day, I didn't have a clue what was going on. Shion laughed it off and said she had been lying, but she couldn't possibly have been lying. I don't think she's lying. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't think she's lying. Of course not. Now that I think back, Tomitake-san said the same thing, didn't he? Well, this is a bit loud.
なんだかドタンバタンと飛び跳ねるような音がよく聞こえたからね。
Oh yeah, he did say the same thing.
僕は不安で。
Tomitake-san, the most neutral party present at the time, had said he heard something. Then, that noise. It was real? The banging sounds? Sounds as though a child was jumping up and down on some kind of floorboards far away. Oyashiro-sama's curse, which happens every year, might happen again tonight. The most plausible victim candidates were Takano-san, Tomitake-san, Shion, and me. The bustling of the people sounded further away than I would have liked. The sounds of the insects sounded too close to comfort. I'm near so much human warmth, and yet I can't ever go back there again. That was the ominous idea that sprouted in my mind. What are your thoughts? Then all of a sudden, okay.
Keiichi, 見つけたなのです。
Yeah, the music stopped right. Yeah, I know, right? It was perfect timing. What exactly do you want to know about my thoughts? It was Rika-chan. When I turned around, Mion and Rena were there too.
やっと見つけた。あとはさとこか。
If they're not
私は
lying,
みんなはぐれちゃったね。
well, the fact that Tomitake-san heard it as well is, to me, 100% chance. Like, I was probably around, like, 60% sure that she was, telling the truth initially, and then, like, just said the lie to brush it off, like, she was joking. But the fact that Tomitake-san said it as well, and he heard it, I think it definitely happened. That there was the bang, like, the jumping sound.
来年からはちゃんと合流場所を決めておきたいな。は
そうだね。やっぱりお祭りはみんなと一緒でないとね。
I listened to Mion's happy declaration with a bit of guilt.
あ、ケイイチは僕の演舞はちゃんと応援してくれましたですか？
ああ、ちゃんと見てたぜ。最後までちゃんと頑張ったな。ミスもなかったし。
Oh, she made a mistake.
うん、そうだよリカちゃん。あんなのはミスのうちに入らないよ。
I tensed up as I realized I'd made a mistake of my own. Mion slapped a hand on my shoulder a little roughly. A gross sweat broke out over my whole
ケ
body.
イちゃんはやった？綿をもらって沢に流した？
You haven't yet, right? Is what I could feel her saying. Without the courage to tell any more lies, I lifelessly shook my head.
あれ？
Expedition 33 OST is really peak. I agree. It's definitely one of my favorite OSTs
そ
ever.
うなのケイイチくん。早く行かないと終わっちゃうよ。終わっちゃうよ。
ごめん。初めてのお祭りだからさ。よくルールがわからなくて。
そうだったね。ごめん。
Mion took my hand and we started walking down the stone steps.
ねえケイちゃん。
なんだよ。
She knows.
シオンには会わなかった？
My heart skipped another beat. Maybe Mion could sense my surprise through my hand.
いや、でも、姿を見たような。でも、ミオンとそっくりだからな。ミオンだったのかもしれないし。
Dude, what a terrible lie!
そんなに間違えないでしょ？服装だって違うんだから。
そうだよな。
Mion's momentary silence was like a death grip upon me.
しょうがないな、シオンは。まあ、あいつのことだから、放っておいても大丈夫かな。
Mion's expression returned to her former usual smile. We continued down the stone steps, her firmly pulling my hand along. Yeah, he really is. Just as a question, how much more do you think is left in the chapter? Oh, well, that's a weird place to end off. Okay. Let's go look at the tips. No. I meant like this chapter here. But I didn't expect that to end like immediately after I asked. His reaction is, I'm scared. Wait, why is he be scared? That's pretty funny though. You did the cameo thing? The rite of Watanagashi is performed during a village festival, every June. Even now, but reading back to its origin turns up seriously A seriously sanguine ceremony. Yeah. Wait, who your friend's reaction was, I'm scared? Then the entire village would kidnap, demon away, the person and ceremonially dissect and devour them in a feast. The rules that determine the individuals are shrouded in mystery. This is because the ceremonies occurred extremely irregularly. There's a theory that it was determined based on astrological fortune-telling, but it isn't too convincing. He's scared because he is a D. He thought it. Oh, okay. That's funny. But it's a fake DEA agent, though. Yeah, do you know what Hank Schrader IRL, Dianeo? The residents of the ancient Onigafuchi village firmly believed that they were half man, half demon transcendents. That they were more valuable than humans were, and they forced people within and without to accept that. Duh, I've never lied in my life. Oh, okay, of course, you're right. I'm sorry, how could I be so... Just like how I've never gotten a theory wrong in my life. It's like me and you are one and the same. Perhaps the act of kidnapping and eating people were done to prove that they were higher up on the food chain. This is just a hypothesis, but maybe the rite of Watanagashi was a political event for the purpose of being an outlet. Wait, so you don't know... you don't know Dean Norris, you know Hank Schrader IRL. Like, you just saw... You've seen Hank... Like, you've talked to Hank Schrader himself. Or outright diverting the attention of the villagers of the isolated Onigafuchi village. In case of their complaints or dissatisfactions, we're serious. If that was the main reason these ceremonies were held, then it's easy to explain how erratic they were. I can hop universes and... Oh, okay. Oh, you're one of those people that, Man, I forget what they're called. It's like... When they close their eyes, and then it's like when they dream, they enter in the, like, universe that they want to end up in. From the from the scrapbook. It's her scrapbook. It's Takano's scrapbook. The alleged importance of the implements. I can't find anything that gives a concrete description of what the ritual implements were like. They were, however, real, and there definitely existed a multitude of different kinds. That's called... Yeah. No, but there's a, like, I remember seeing it. It was like a TikTok thing where people believe they could universe hop and, like, actually enter the universes that they're in. No, not lucid dreaming. Let me see if I can find it. I remember. One source states that the implements using the Watanagashi rite alone numbered 200. The obvious question then is why they require such a myriad of them. The rite of the Watanagashi was to kidnap people through the demoning away, dissect them, and eat them. I believe the tools were for dissection and restraining, but 200 of them is far too many. I've never had a lucid dream before. I think I've said this before. But I would like to experience it once. I know people say it's like generally after you feel very tired, like you didn't actually sleep. I'm guessing because this has something to do with your conscience isn't actually at rest, maybe. But I would like to lucid dream at least once. Once you reach the ultimate goal that has attained certain level of efficiency, the tool's evolution normally stops there. Regardless, why would they have created so many different kinds? One of the cultural elements responsible for diversification over time is that of entertainment. Tools used for entertainment would evolve over time and branch out. Unlike normal tools, reaching for the ultimate goal would be more of a dead end, and in searching for the next goal, they would split into many different subtypes. Then perhaps it is not a stretch to suggest these 200 plus implements had some entertainment value. This is just a hypothesis, of course, but maybe the human dissection process was viewed as a type of entertainment. The three families of Old Wold? Oh. This is just a hypothesis, of course, but maybe the human dissection process was viewed as a type of entertainment. The three families of Old would develop new implements, dissection tools, after another. And each were varied, novel, and attracted spectators to keep them from growing bored. Wow, I read that correctly the first try. It's not unimaginable. All of them have to be enshrined with that storehouse. There isn't much longer until the night of the Watanagashi. Though its original intent has been lost, I will reveal the secrets of the traditional ceremonial night within the ritual storehouse. I can't restrain my excitement. Watanagashi cannot come soon enough. I do not know how to lucid dream because I have aphantasia. Whenever I sleep, I feel like Steve, how Steve from Minecraft sleeps. Lay in bed and lo and behold, it's day. I mean, sometimes it's like that for me. But, sometimes I end up, like, you know, sometimes I dream and sometimes I don't. But I've never lucid dreamt. Late that night, tensions in the police station were strained. In the silence, many of the staff members' eyes shifted back and forth between the clock and their telephones, counting the seconds that stifled the atmosphere. Kumagai burst in with a young guy trailing behind him.
おいさん、こっちは検視入りました。じい様もさっき到着です。俺もスタンバイ OK しました。このまま焼死の現場へ直行します。
クマちゃん、ちょっと話がややこしくなりました。向こうは身元の判別が非常に困難な状態だそうです。
まさか、4年前のあれっすか？
いいえ、こんがりといい感じだそうで。
He spoke in sportive tones, but the meaning behind his words was heavy. The staff gave a collective sigh.
頭のてっぺんから丸々？
バッチリ黒焦げだそうで。ああいう匂いってこもるんですよね。ギフさん、かわいそうだな。
Cooked with no possessions, then discarded outside the prefecture. I wish it would have taken a week for the body to be identified. The fact that they'd sniffed it out tonight was huge.
今、小宮山君たちが沖宮の歯科医を根こそぎ野襲してます。カルテで歯型照合するしかないでしょう。ごめん、誰かきつめのタバコ2箱ぐらい買ってきてくれません？
The young guy answered an affirmation and darted out into the hallway.
今年は見事見つけましたね。ひょっとすると過去の失踪者もこんな感じで県外で殺されてたんすかね。
Okay, so who died? That's the big
なら
question.
埋めればいいじゃ
Also,
ない
they
です
died
か。
a different way than last
思い
year.
つけて日
So
本
why
海
is it a different way that they
琵
died?
琶湖でもいいですね。
でもどうして一人死んで一人消えるのがこれまでのパターンじゃないですか。
クマちゃん、仏は拘束なしでドラム缶の中でこんがりでしょ。多分締められた後にわざわざ焼いたんじゃないかと思う。見つかることを覚悟の上でです。
じゃあつまり今年は消す気は初めからなかったってことっすか？
消す気がないってよりは、これはそれとは全く別のものでしょうね。
つまり見せしめの意味があるってことっすか？
I don't think he ever puts on the coat he's holding in Sprite. Maybe that's a detective thing. That he just has his coat with him, but he doesn't ever put it on.
それをしないでやってくれりゃ、
Once.
その線もあるんですがね。こんな遠くまで運んで焼いちゃったら、下手したらわかんないでしょう。見せしめにするなら、ひなみ沢の近くでやるべきなんですよ。殺したことを主張したいのに、場所は演出効果の確実じゃない遠方。主張したいのか隠したいのか。今年は何考えてるのかな、お社様は。
The phone is so realistic. I always think it's like for the first half a second, I always think it's coming from here, even though I don't have a phone. I don't have a landline house phone. I just think it's my phone. Telephone ring cut through the heavy silence. A staff member nearby snatched up the
おいさん、
receiver.
小宮山さんです。出ました。沖宮のデンタルクリニックで3年前に親知らずの治療をしてます。
カルテは？
レントゲン付きでバッチリと。
いやー、こんな明け方前に歯医者さんには申し訳ないな。クマちゃん、小宮山くんからカルテ受け取ったらすぐに出発してください。
了解っす。あ、課長です。夜分お疲れ様です。
Should I go back to Osu? If you want to, yeah. I mean, I've never been a fan. I tried to get into Osu, but I'm just not into rhythm games that much. I couldn't get into it.
おいさん、遅くなって申し訳ない。状況は？
やっと面白くなってきたってどこですかね。燃えてきたぞー。
What is... Okay. What is he saying? So they're not going to tell us who died. They're going to keep that information hidden from us. Fair? Fair play, fair play. we'll have to find that out tomorrow then. If it was Tomitake-san or if it was someone else entirely. Or Tomitake-san and Takano-san? Or someone else entirely. Another group of people. Maybe that's the last time we ever saw Shion. That's entirely possible. Maybe Shion is one of the people. Maybe the other two died. Wait a second. Yeah, it was a crazy song. What if the other two died in the same means, right? Or not died. Tomitake-san like clawed his eyes out himself. Takano gets demoned away, and the one who got cooked was Shion. Could be the case. Because they left under very... But maybe it's something to do with the like child jumping up and down, like the hearing that. Maybe it's only Tomitake and Shion. I don't know. They heard that sound. Okay. But yeah, that'll be it from me then for today. I'm interested to see where this goes tomorrow. But I definitely won't be able to get through an entire chapter tomorrow, so I'll probably look to get through half of one and continue the next half the other day. Or maybe we won't even get through like half of it. Maybe like we'll get through less. We shall see tomorrow. What is that? How do you even add the like random adjustments to it? Like with the... It's so funny. And then you just flatten that one. But yeah. That'll be it from me then for today. Interesting Watanagashi. Not what I expected. But overall, I mean, no. Because after the Watanagashi is when stuff generally starts to like pick up in creepiness factor. So we'll see where this starts to go. But so far this has been less like creepy, I guess, compared to the chapter one, but we'll see. Alright.